So this is part 2 of the GoHighLevel agency build. On the last video, we set up the foundation, the domain, the email, the white label. We created our plans. Today is the heavy build day. We're gonna write our offer with AI. We're gonna build a website with 2 different ways. It's gonna go live, ready to take appointments. Then the follow-ups, the reminders, the no-show, the long-term nurture. And at the end, we build AI chatbots and voice agents. Every step is chaptered. So again, you can follow along. So jump to whatever you need. This was pre-recorded live, so all the mistakes and every fix was absolutely recorded, so you could see me working through some of those things. So make sure you build along with us, and let's go ahead and get started with the offer. What we're going to be doing is basically we're going to be working on our offer first, but I want to give you guys a little bit of a cheat sheet. What I want to do is I'm going to share some of my custom GTPs that I've built over a long period of time. These GTPs have massive amounts of use and they're completely free. You don't even need a paid account in order for them to work. So I'm going to share them with you because this is literally what I use to create a lot of my offers, my bots, and everything else. Also, if you follow me along on YouTube or you're in the community, you'll have access to these. They're in the actual funnel brick system. These are the ones I've been using for years. So honestly, please understand that this is literally what we do. This is what my team uses. We don't use anything different or more advanced than what you see here. All right, but I will take you to some advanced prompts that I tend to use. I just write them out. I'll kind of spit it out, but you'll see the idea of what we have. So first thing I'm going to share with you is the local business page writer, but we have a more advanced one here. And as you can see, some of these have like 1K usage and everything else because we've been using them for quite some time. And believe it or not, when you start using AI at this level, like it does get smarter. I am dyslexic. People make fun of me all the time because I say chat GPT. I know it's chat, and I'll say chat GTP. So forgive my my dyslexia, but you guys know what I mean, right? So we're going to use this one. It's got about 1K uses already on this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here because this is going to be the local sales page writer. Again, it's in the community for anybody that's joined the free community. Free community already has this. The other one that's going to be really important is our automations. So if we just go down a little bit more, and then I'm actually going to do it raw. I'm going to show you exactly what I would do for my agency. But I want to give you guys a little bit of this cheat sheet so you guys can do it whenever you feel. Local business email and automations, we're going to grab this too. This is to help write all the automations and the emails later on, and you're going to do that. Guys, this is in the free community, and we go from there, all right? So first and foremost, let me just start a new chat, all right? I'm just going to use Chat GPT. Again, you could use Claude, you could use whatever it is. I'm going to voice it because, like I said, dyslexia, watching me write is very painful. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to talk about my agency first. I'm going to offer 4 services, but more importantly, I'm going to solve 4 problems, which is mostly generating leads, keeping leads, and organizing your business. And that's what we're all going to be focusing on. So I'm going to come in here and feel free. I'll try to make the screen a little bit bigger so you can see the prompt. Take a screenshot while you guys are in here. Make the screen a little bit bigger so you guys should be able to see it. And let's go ahead and come up with the prompt. I am launching a brand new agency. We're basically going to offer 4 services that we believe are going to solve 4 problems. The first one is we're going to help people install voice AI agents that answer phones on their behalf, chat AI agents that are basically going to help them answer any kind of calls or questions coming in to their actual, site or business. We're going to also help them collect Google reviews because Google reviews right now is very hot, and any business that really needs them, the more they get, the better they're going to have. And then the last is going to be, we are going to give a database reactivation, which is basically taking an old list that they might have or might not have and offering to help reignite them or reestablish them as customers. Now, again, the 4 problems, or I believe the 4 problems that we're trying to solve are, we are trying to, 1, help people close more leads, 2, organize their business through AI automations to do the things that they're not doing or they don't have time to do. 3, help them get Google reviews so they can get more SEO, which is search engine optimization, on top of getting people to come into their stores because the more reviews that they have, the more likely people are to come in. And then the last is, a database reactivation, activating old customers that probably haven't been talked to in a while. So I need you to help me create a landing page with a solid offer that will get my customers on a call for any traffic that I run. And then later on, what we're going to do is we're going to create some personal posts that I can use in LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram that will hopefully get people that know me to either recommend me as a business or, more importantly, they might have a need for themselves. Pretty long prompt, but honestly, guys, this is the way my brain is working because these are the things I'm going to try to do. So for anybody watching, this is already a freebie right in there. You guys will be able to see it directly because this is the exact prompt that I'm using. Again, I'm giving you the full kimono, meaning you guys are seeing everything that I do, as I do it. So I first come in here, I try to come up with an offer, I try to come up with something that will work for what I'm trying to do. And then it has an idea because it's worked with me so much, it's coming in right here and it's going to help me design the page. Now, even designing the pages, I have the word copy right in here. Look at this. What's included? Voice AI setup, website AI setup, big promise section, give your business AI powered follow-up team without hiring more staff. Goal is simple. Help your business respond faster. Who's this for? Section headlines. So look, it literally created a pretty well thought out full page for this, right? And this is by far how I go in and build everything out. Look, it's even got FAQs and everything else. And it's creating bullets. This is awesome. All right. I built the first landing page draft in Canvas. Well, that's interesting. I don't see any Canvas, which is this, I'm assuming here. This looks pretty good. And I'm going to say the name of the agency is actually called Nuno Agency. Okay. And the goal of what we're trying to do is get them on a call. And why are you going to do a call? Like everybody asks me, why can't you just sell it automatically? Blah, blah, blah. Look, unless you got awesome webinar skills, like where you guys can roll off the top of your tongue. And trust me, we do a lot of webinars. We do a lot of selling. Anything that's going to be priced usually over $1,000, $1,500, 3,000, 2,000, around that price range. Trying to do that in an automated fashion, man, you got to have a lot of status for people to come in blindly and buy that. Now, people will argue that with me. I'm not saying otherwise. But when you're first starting out and you're trying to really get yourself like off the ground, you got to get people on a call and you got to start communicating with them because you're going to be able to get more of a read. And I believe you close easier when somebody goes on the call because there's two parts of this. Getting one to somebody book an appointment, then getting somebody to show up. And those are two different things that we have to work on right off the bat when we're working with our agency. Now, this is what we want to do. And guys, I already shared the prompt. And again, just go watch it in slow-mo because you're going to want to modify this to be whatever it is that you need and then go from there, right? So we're going to have this. We have the entire thing right here. We're going to copy that and we copy the whole entire thing. Yeah, beautiful. We're going to hit copy. Now, here's the craziest part about HighLevel right now. One is HighLevel has two AI funnel builders. It has the AI Studio and it has the AI funnel builder. We're actually going to try both. One is going to give us a much beautiful result. And what I want to make sure you guys understand is like that beautiful result sometimes is really hard to work with. We're going to attempt it in both. And then we're going to modify accordingly based on what we see. All right. So we're going to go in there and we're going to do it. Right. So I'm going to come over here. And by the way, this is some of the templates that come in with the template that I installed yesterday. This is going to be the snapshot. And if you guys are looking for those snapshots and you're going to go in there, let me see, give me 1 second. For anybody that still wants to buy them, you still can buy them. You can buy the snapshots at any point in time. I'll put them in here. They're on sale right now. We usually sell them for about $297, $497. So if you want to get them now. All right. Now in here, like I said before, there's two places where we're going in there and we're going to do it in two spots. The first spot is we're going to use the AI funnel builder. Now, if you remember from yesterday, we were in labs and in labs, we literally turned on a whole bunch of AI stuff. If you want to watch that yesterday, go back and do in there. So you'll be able to do it. The second piece is that I turned on Build with AI. This is going to be the AI funnel builder. Now, remember, I told you there's two, and I turned on AI Studio. Now, I'm going to use both. So we see how they're built in both, and we're going to see which one does better. I can already tell you now that AI Studio is going to be amazing. It's going to give us a crazy cool looking website, while the AI funnel builder is going to give us a functional website that we can add calendars and do some other stuff too. So let's see how it goes. We're going to do a test in both. Now, a lot of you guys, just so you also understand, is that we'll be able to design your own. And also there's already website templates that are for the agency in here that you can leverage if you got the templates. But again, because some people are going to be building it from scratch, then buy the automations. Let's just do it the way we did it with the prompt. And then we'll see how it turns out, right? So this is live, guys. This is not like editing. So a lot of people, are editing their results. We're not going to edit any results. So we're going to see how this thing looks like real time, right? And I can tell you that I'm usually pretty impressed with what it does. So what you see here, notice, and I'll just share with you again what I did. Oh, let me just go back one so you guys can see it. I'm in Sites, and I'm going to go to, let me just close out of this, the AI Studio, and all I did was right click and open up a new tab for the AI Studio, okay? This is the one up here. This is still in beta, really, really good. And then the bottom one right in here, we're gonna go to funnels. I'm just gonna hit the back page again. You're gonna just hit Build with AI. So believe it or not, these are two separate AI funnel builders that exist in HighLevel. Some people get very confused. We're going to use both. And for some of you all that want to design your own, by all means, design your own. But because of time and just again, what's available for us to launch as quickly as possible, we're going to use this. So I'm going to come in here. I'm going to create from blank. And in the AI studio, we're going to have this place right here. When you go into the AI funnel builder, this is the first kind of one that I clicked on. Remember, that's the one that I clicked that said sites. And I just went to the top right-hand side, build with AI. Some people will do the assist. I actually don't do the assist. I do it here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy all the copywriting that we took in here. And I'm going to say, please create the following page for my agency, comma, the agency is called Nuno Agency. And here is all the copy for it. Please create a modern and very sleek look. My niche is I help all niches. So it's not very niche specific. I want a white background with some blue colors and just, again, use some design in order to make that happen, right? So talk to it like a human being. I don't do any fancy prompting in this sense. Oh, and there is my entire, all I did. Then I went back and I copied all of this, right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this go. But before I do, let me just copy this. And I'm going to give the same prompt to the AI studio because the AI studio is going to design it. Now, again, I'm telling you right off the bat, this is going to be the winner. I can guarantee you that. But the problem with this side is, as of yet, because it's still in beta, it's going to have some limitations of how we add the calendars. So if we like this one better, I'm going to show you how to add calendars because it's going to, again, be limited on how we operate. But we're going to try to do it both so you guys can see both builds. And again, live, so you guys know that this is unedited and you guys are seeing the real results anyway. Now, what's really, really cool is, like I said, the sites in here are absolutely beautiful and stunning, and it'll be a guaranteed thing that you can literally send to somebody. This is also later on when we start building the sub account for a client, it's going to be how we get their attention. Right now, for anybody that's starting out, you want to make some quick cash over the weekend, or you want to get started in servicing customers, but you don't have a lot of big design skills. You literally can go to any website out on the web, copy it, ask it for a more sleek and modern design. And if you're smart enough, and go in here and throw an offer in using AI and help you design an offer for the client. I did this for my landscaper. He was completely floored. I did it in 10 minutes. I took his website existing. I put inside the actual, like the ChatGPT, Claude, whatever you want. I said, this business needs an offer, a better offer to convert clients that go to his website. I came up with an offer and then I said, okay, great. Write a brand new website around this offer. I took that and I literally did exactly what I'm doing right now, guys, which is I gave it to AI, it helped design the site, and then it went from there. So that's just something to think about of the way you do it. And then you can just send it to them and you just say, hey, I built this for you in a few minutes. I also have an offer idea. Who here wants to get this particular, but like I go to the client, do you want this website? And do you want the automations and the AI that goes along with it? And then I'm in a conversation already because they're going to be so impressed with the site that for me to close on them becomes incredibly easy. And that conversation becomes really, really easy. So that's what I'm trying to show you. I come in here, I set my entire system up, and we're doing this for ourselves first. So basically, I'm creating my agency account first because a lot of people here and even on the call, all the problems that they have is that you do so much for your clients, but you never do for you. And I want to change that. I want us to build our systems out first and then go and build them for the clients. Like that, we have an injection machine of business constantly coming in. And that's what's super exciting about it, right? So unfortunately, this does take time. Like you said, it takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes and it goes in there. But while I'm waiting here, what I can also do is take this copy. And if you go in and you go to let me just open up another tab. And by the way, don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you go to the right-hand side and you just right click and hit duplicate, it will create another window without you destroying the window you're on. Oop, and I heard something click. I mean, honestly, this is the first go around. Oh, guys, not bad, right? And this is the semi-okay funnel builder. So, wow. I don't know about you all. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't think this is bad, right? I don't think this is bad at all. This thing got fully built out, and this is the semi-okay funnel builder, right? This is not the AI studio. This is the no frills, just building out like kind of thing. And some people ask, what do I charge? So it varies, right? So when I first started out, I'll charge anywhere as low as like $1,500 to set up the website and the voice AI, but still charge them monthly for the CRM, meaning it's a separate charge altogether. And I try to get them in there. As you get better and better and your skill sets get even more and more, and you're starting to be a little bit sought after, then my services will go all the way to 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15, all the way to 50 to 100,000. I've built $100,000 systems. That's just a fact. But did I start there? Heck no. My first website 10 years ago, or no more than that, 15 years ago was like $400. And I was sweating when I was asking for the money. When you guys are starting out, it's whatever you feel that you're comfortable with. But I can tell you that the going rate for like a website and minimal automation is about 1,500 bucks. Again, depending on where you are and where you go, and depending on who you're selling it to. If you're going to sell it to a mom and pop shop that makes barely 30 grand a year, you're going to have a really hard time setting anything over $15,000 to $3,000. So you got to almost make sure of everything that it works in order to do so. So just keep that in mind as you're pricing out your packages. But like, again, don't know about you guys. This is not bad, right? This is our first go around. I got to be honest. I don't know how much I'm going to change on this because it's even made this monthly lead, missed opportunities, revenue. I mean, it did really well because it had the copy and because it had my guidance, I was able to see it. And that's how it is. I think it's pretty nice. I don't know about you guys. Like, again, this is literally our first go around. We've made no adjustments, but I got to be honest. I think I'm going to use it. It's not bad. And again, now here is the AI Studio version. Again, beautiful website, introduced to the AI growth system, website chat widget, Google review, database reactivation. It's good too. This is not bad. This is not bad. I'm pretty psyched about this, guys. I actually think this is pretty good. I think both are pretty good. So honestly, look, we literally did a live comparison side by side of the old funnel AI builder and the new funnel AI builder. And I got to be honest, I don't think that remarkably different. So I'm pretty excited about it. So let's set up both. So then you can kind of see like the way my brain works of like how to set it up, right? Now, in order for us to book appointments, right? Because that's a big thing. And if you guys all remember, I said it at the beginning, I'll say it again now. When you're selling a service, whether it's your agency or a service you're trying to do, if it's going to be a couple $1,000s or over $500, at least nowadays, and this is an opinion, guys. Again, I am not a self-classified guru. I'm a guy who won a bunch of awards, done this stuff for a living, makes multiple six figures. And a lot of my agencies, I have 3 different agencies that do 3 different things, and they're all very successful. In my experience, we 100% got on the phone to close clients that are going to be $1,000 or more, and that has a higher success rate. If you guys are trying to do this automated through a webinar and everything else, you got to be very skilled and got to be very good at what you do, or your audience has got to know you. If you're a celebrity in the niche or in the audience that you serve, this becomes very easy because people know who you are. There's already a like trust factor in there, and people are willing to pay the money. Again, all variable, but this is the way that I would honestly do it. And the sales script pack that I gave to you guys last time, or yesterday, I should say, it's still live. Please make sure you go and get it, because those are the exact sales scripts that I use when I call people on the phone, get them to make an appointment or show up live at an office. All right. So just keep that in mind as you're going through, especially when pricing out your services. Start at 1,500. If you feel a little too much resistance there after your 3rd or 4th no, and you feel it's the price, then go a little lower or go a little higher if you feel that the price is too easy and people are like, yeah, I'll do it now right now. So again, the first one's always going to be a little choppy. 2nd and 3rd pricing is going to be a little bit better. So just take that for whatever you have in the way that would work, right? So we got 2 beautiful agency websites, right? What we're going to do now is we are going to duplicate yet another one. And I'm going to go back into my agency. Oh, I should have duplicated the other one. Oh, there we go. And what I'm going to do is I need a calendar. Now, the reason why we need a calendar is to obviously book appointments, right? So we need to set up a calendar because we're either going to do one of 2 things. Embed our calendar in our agency site because it can't have a button that will pop it up, or we're just going to put the calendar inside the page. And I'm going to show you how to do both just in case you're using AI Studio, because AI Studio is a little tricky with the calendar because it's still in beta. But again, I'm going to show you both so you guys kind of help it out. So the first thing that we're going to do now is build our calendar. So we have 2 sites waiting. I'm going to go ahead and go to settings. Inside of settings, I'm going to go to calendars. And then in calendars, there are a ridiculous amount of different calendars that you can choose. For anybody that downloaded the snapshot or the template that we were offering, you are going to be able to do this in order for you to, I'm going to do a calendar from scratch so you guys can see how easy the calendars are. But for anybody that got the actual templates, you're going to be able to do your own in here, right? So let's start first by creating our own calendar. So I go to the settings, I go to calendars. Inside of calendars, I'm going to go to new calendar. And in new calendar, you're going to get your first selection of calendars. Now, I honestly know that there's a lot more, and I will tell you my personal preference. Personal booking is scheduled for one-on-one meetings with a specific person. They're okay. There used to be a bunch of problems with them. Not anymore. They're actually pretty decent calendars, but I tend not to use them. I actually use round robin because the way my brain thinks is I'm asking my brain to basically, like, I always want to build to scale right at the beginning. So imagine if now I created a calendar, my site takes off, I'm starting to get a lot of business. I decided to hire somebody else who can take these sales calls on top of me. I now will have to create a secondary calendar and go through the trouble. Versus if I have a round robin calendar, I can have multiple people on that calendar. So I can have a round robin of one, which is me, or I can add a secondary person that can also take the calls as I grow, right? So I rather do it right the first time with my expectation in my brain that eventually somebody's going to take these calls, then not doing it that way and creating another personal calendar when somebody comes in. And I'm hoping that's making sense, right? So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to hit round robin and I'm going to give the calendar a name. Now, remember, this is going to be the name that other people are going to see, including your customers that you're about to sell to. So putting something corny on here is not going to help you. So I'm going to put Nuno Agency. And again, I should have named it agencies, but whatever, Nuno Agency. Introduction calendar, because again, my customers are going to see this. All right. And it's asking to select the team member. Well, I'm the team member. But remember, I had to add myself under Nuno Agency. I think this is the right one. So we'll just double check in a second. And then a custom URL. Remember yesterday, I showed you guys how to do that branded link where the links coming out of your system, like when you're sharing a calendar, is going to say link.nunoagency.com/ whatever I choose here. That's what I was trying to set you guys up for. So now if you do that, you'll be able to see when I send this link out, it'll send a very personalized link with my agency logo and stuff in there. Now I'm going to come over here. This is actually pretty good. Nuno Agency Introduction Cal. I'm just going to do the last two. And usually it's going to be a 30-minute to a 15-minute meeting. The availability, it pulled from my profile that I set up yesterday. So you guys are going to have that understanding that we already kind of half did everything because we set up properly the first time, right? So I always go in advanced settings and now I get more interaction that I can do things more in my calendar in here. So I'm going to go click to upload. I'm going to upload from the system. Remember, we made this beautiful Nuno Agency quick little image or whatever it was. Then I have the calendar name. And then in here is, I'll just write something in here. Well, no, not that. I'm going to please book some time so we can understand your business to help you make money, save money, and more importantly, stay organized in these changing times. Looking forward to our conversation. All right. And we're just going to clean this up a little bit because again, the description is going to be what people see. And then we have the custom URL. We can change that to be whatever it is. And in the group, we don't have any groups yet, but we're going to say intro and discovery calendar. And I created that way ahead of time. Now, the meeting invite is the title that people are going to see across their actual email invitation. So I like to put in here the title of the meeting. So Nuno Agency. And then I'll put in, just Nuno Agency for this particular one. And then a little dash, an introduction. Some people like say discovery call. I mean, honestly, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter. Introduction. And I like to actually change the colors because if they are using a Google Calendar, it will change the colors up. And I like to make it light green so it stands out. And more importantly, green is associated with money. So hopefully they'll make that association in their brain early on. All right. So we customize it. Now it's asking optimize for availability. Because I am the only one in the round robin, this doesn't matter. But if you had two people in here, you would optimize for equal distribution. And what would that mean is that it will just rotate from people getting them and so forth and so on. Now in here, it's got me as the person, but if you wanted to select, let's say Mary, and we wanted to make it round robin, notice it added Mary right down to the bottom. So I'm going to add Nuno right here. And the meeting location is very important. Remember, with our Google Workspace account, got Google Meet for free. Google Meetings is amazing. Zoom is amazing. It's just really smart for you all to get these particular video conferencing abilities. Because if you go on a video with the customer is immediately making a connection, you're going to get better results, right? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to put Google Meet because that's how Nuno, this particular person, is set up. And now whenever we book a meeting, it will automatically create a Google Meet just for that individual. Right? And now I'm going to come in here and we're going to hit save changes. We're going to go to our availability Monday to Friday, just the way I want it. Now, everybody gets really caught up on this particular meeting interval and meeting durations. The only one I really focus on is scheduling notice. I always put 1 day ahead because that will allow me to adjust my schedule. And here's the thing I'll tell you. Some people are like, oh, well, I want to have a 15-minute buffer between the next person and this person. Honestly, guys, if you're just starting out, unless you're oozing business and your phone can't stop ringing, these things were not going to be really in handy when you're first starting out. So if it was me, I used to literally make 500 calls a day for my first job that I had in the marketing world, which was 25 years ago. our list was 500 people strong and we had to make calls, and there was one right after the other. We got to hang up or nobody answered, we're on to the next one. So that's kind of the mentality in my brain is, they call it that old school, but that's kind of the way it is. The ones I mess with in here is minimum scheduling notice, at least 1 day. How many days out? I usually do 60 because, things can change pretty rapidly. And then the pre and post, you could put 15 minutes after and 15 minutes before. Again, I'm not that guy that does that. I'd rather have them back to back and knock it all out, especially when it comes to making money in introduction calls. But just something for you to think about in there the way you want it. And then maximum bookings per day. This is like if you can only handle a certain amount of calls per day. Again, everybody's different. So some people can only handle 3 calls altogether. I'm not that person, but if you are, then schedule it, because then what we'll do is it will look busy and then it won't let anybody else schedule after your 5 appointments are hit. Maximum bookings per slot, meaning how many can you actually take it at the same time? Obviously, you're one person, so this is going to be one. The only time I've ever seen that used differently is with chiropractors, because chiropractors will call loading rooms, where they'll have 6 rooms and they'll take 6 people at the same time and they'll just go from one room to the other. So that's just something to think about, but this usually just stays at 1. The looking busy piece. Now, there are 2 schools of thoughts in the marketing world, and I'll tell you what that is, right? Again, I'm not holding back. I'm telling you guys exactly how it is. There's some people that believe that if you show that you're busy, it makes you more wanted. I do not believe that. I believe that leave your calendar wide open so people can get on it, and leave that false scarcity for somebody else. I want literally clear evidence of somebody out there that can show me that looking busy is going to get you more appointments. That to me just doesn't honestly make sense for me whatsoever. But again, follow and listen to whoever you want. That crock of nonsense, I honestly don't believe. I believe in having a full calendar completely open so people can get on it, so you can close some sales and get some leads, right? So that's just my opinion. But again, I'll get in the soapbox for that one later. All right, so now the calendar is saved. And now here's some cool other things that you might not know you can do. One is you can create your own form, like your pre-introduction form of people getting in. Now, again, on cold traffic, people you don't know, building big forms out and getting a lot of information from customers, man, you are going to turn away more customers than you are going to bring them in. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is just an opinion. Everybody's going to have a different opinion based on their own personal experiences. In my experience, whenever I had a customer fill out a big ass long form, the customer didn't even make it to the appointment or they didn't fill out. They would start, they would never finish. And then that's what I want to make sure you guys understand, right? As you're going through this whole entire thing, do what's good for you. I know there's a lot of people with differing advice. I'm just telling you what works for me. And if I had to start over again, these are the things that I would do. So if anything, I would have like one question, like what's your goal on the call? What are you trying to do? How are you trying to save money? How many leads are you trying to get? Something that is correlating with the offer to get their mindset ready to go in. But again, keep that very up to you about what do you need, right? And then what we're going to do is it's just going to be a normal consent box. I'm going to leave this the way that is. And then we'll go in. For anybody that wants to collect payments, like, collecting payments prior to their appointment works really well with like massages and, chiros and dentists and people that are, collecting insurance and all that, or people that are just doing services in that escape. You can do they can do like a deposit or a pre-appointment payment and then later on do another one. We'll get into that when we start building the sub accounts out. And then notifications and policies. Now, this is pretty new. I still use my own reminder sequences and everything else. But just so everybody understands, you have the ability using the ones that HighLevel does provide for you. Now, the only reason why I like still using mine is because I'm tagging them. I'm doing a whole bunch of other stuff inside the automation that I prefer to use. And again, completely choice by now. But if you wanted to use HighLevel's, appointment booked and everything else. And somebody asked, what's the difference between unconfirmed and confirmed? Unconfirmed is for people that have like a setter that are going to be calling people to ensure that they're coming to the appointment. The only time I've ever seen that used. Or they have a system in place where they bring in unconfirmed appointments and then they move them to confirmed once to get a hold of somebody. That's the only time I've seen them use it. 9 times out of 10, I always have the appointment confirmed right from the beginning. It makes it a lot easier. If you want to use these reminder notifications inside of your HighLevel, you can. So what you would do is, let's say for the appointment booked, I would come in here, I would, enable it. And then when I enable it, this is the standard one that comes in. Everything that it has here, it will send automatically to the client and it sends the confirmation and does whatever it needs to do. And then you can put in the from name, right? In my case, it would be Nuno Tavares, right? And then the email, if we remember from yesterday, would be nuno@replies.nunoagency.com. Okay. And you could do a test email for yourself. Honestly, it's fine. And then this is what's going to go to the person that booked the appointment. And then the other people that are going to be anybody that's coming in secondary, like a second guest or whatever else. So if you wanted to do that and you turn it on, this will send the confirmation out. Now, here's where a lot of people get confused. This is only the confirmation email. It's not the reminders. If you also want to do the reminders for yourself, and then you're going to come over here and you're going to hit reminders and you're going to hit edit. Inside the reminders, you can enable it, and you're going to notice that for the contact, it does 10 minutes right away from before. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can add more right here, and you can make it like 1 hour before and then 1 day before. All right. And you could totally use these, customize them any which way you want, and then hit save changes. And now you have your reminders and you have your confirmation all set. All right. So just know that you have the ability of doing that. It's, again, super easy. It's a brand new thing that you have. Just understand that it's here. I'm actually going to turn these off because we're going to build our own. All right. Because I'm old school and I like to do it the hard way, I guess. All right. And then additional account settings, assign context to the respective things. Again, all the cancellation things and everything else, I kind of leave that on its own. Nothing that I feel is super important there. And then widget, this is just the way it looks when people are going into it. I don't really worry about this when I'm really starting. This is something like a little bit of a feature afterwards. But what I am done is I'm now done with Nuno's agency introduction calendar, and I have it all set to go. Now, for anybody that was using the pre-made ones that I did for you, I have the demo intro calendar. I'm going to go ahead and edit that calendar, add the staff and location, which is going to be me again. Come in here, hit the Google Meet, hit save. And then honestly, this calendar is already done. The only thing I have to do is hit the 3 little dots, activate the calendar. And now I have my introduction calendar and I have my demo calendar, whichever one you guys want, to make it super easy in anything that you had. All right. So now we have 2 of the calendars. All right. Now we got to get them on the website. So 2 different ways you can do this. All right. First, let's start with the AI funnel builder. All right. If I come in here, all right, we are going to go ahead and just save this real quick. It automatically saves, but I always like to be a little cautious. I'm going to go ahead and refresh. All right. Now that I have this all refreshed, I want to use the buttons. Now, what's great about the AI funnel builder is it's using real elements. These things in the orange, by the way, guys, are called elements. Green is sections. Purple is columns. Blue is row, which is somewhere in here. You just sometimes got to be a little tricky with it. And then your orange are elements. Elements are like features that you're bringing over. Like, for instance, this is going to be text. This is going to be bullets. You know, this will be like an image of some sort, I guess. It looks like an image. It might even be code. And you have everything else. But the reason why the AI funnel builder is really easy to work with, because look, I want to add a pop-up that I can put my calendar into. So I go to the button, I click on the button, I go to the right-hand side, I scroll all the way down to button actions, which is this area right here on the right. And what I want to do is open a pop-up. And that pop-up, I'm going to have to do that for all the buttons that I see. So that's the first button. Okay, let me keep going. Here's a second button. So I'm going to go and do it over here for it too. Open a pop-up. Okay. Third button, open a pop-up. Okay. Fourth button. Who doesn't like buttons? All right. So I have 4 buttons that I now just customized that you're going to be able to hit and it will pop up. Now, my pop-up I have to pretty much do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the left-hand side and I'm searching for pop-up settings right in here. Now, in the pop-up settings, you're going to notice that I have pop-up exit. So I'll tell you what this means. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to build out the pop-up and it's going to be right here. I'm going to add a column, right? Remember that blue, like I said, blue is column. Purple right here is your, sorry about that. Blue is row, purple is column. And now the element I'm going to add first, I want to add a small little text line. And then secondly, I want to add a calendar. And what's really cool about HighLevel is when you create a calendar, you now can pull in the calendar you created, which remember is going to be the Nuno intro agency calendar. And this is what it looks like. Beautiful, right? I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, book your introduction call today and learn how you can save and make money using our systems. All right. I can make this a little bit bigger. I can click on this. So the way HighLevel works is whenever you want to modify or fix anything inside the funnel builder, you click on the element and then always making anything happen is going to happen on the right, meaning how you customize all of this, right? So if you come in here and I want to like fix this and make it a little bit heavier, I'm going to go to medium. No, it's still a little bit bigger. Yeah, just like that. And I want to increase the font size. Let's make that a 22. Beautiful. Now I have this beautiful text right in here, ready to rock and roll, and they can go ahead and start booking their calendar. Now, another thing you can do is that when you're clicking on the pop-up, right? I click on that blue thing that says pop-up settings. I can come in here and name it, and I'll just say schedule. Okay. And I do want this thing to also show if people try to click out of the website, this thing will pop up. That's called an exit pop. If you don't want the exit pop, you can hit none. But I wanted to show on the exit. And what you can do is some people like it when it's all the full page and it just looks like a really big calendar. I try to keep it mobile friendly, so I'll keep it at a medium. Or again, you could do small. So then it looks like a true calendar like that, make it super mobile friendly as we kind of start out. And now that this is all set, I did my pop-up, I changed the name, everything's good. I'm just going to save it again one more time. I'm going to kind of crush that in there. Cool. This is looking pretty snazzy. Now, one thing I forgot to do, I wanted to go to a thank you page, and I'll tell you why. Remember, one of the biggest things that you guys are going to do when you're building out your page for your agency is your services, doesn't matter which one it is. You will go ahead and they will book the appointment. But remember, that's part one. Part one is them booking the appointment. Part two is getting them to show. So what I like to do on the thank you page is create a little video just telling about what to expect, what's happening, how can they be ready for it, what we're going to cover on the call, and more importantly, how happy I am for them to go in. And I try to entice them. If you show up for the call, I'm going to give you this. You know what I'm saying? And that this could be like just a bullet step, how to save your business or how to get the next 10 leads, something like that, that the customer will feel is going to give them some value and it will entice them to show up. Nowadays, unfortunately, you got to kind of entice the customer to show up because everybody's busy. Everybody has the attention span of like a goldfish. That's literally 3 seconds is what it is. And we want to work with that of like, how can we maximize that to the most that we possibly can? So if here, we're going to come in here, we have this all set, we have the buttons. Now, what I want to do is I want to go back to that pop-up. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to hit the pop-up settings. I'm going to go ahead and edit it. I'm going to click on the calendar and I'm going to do one thing that's super important. I want this calendar to go to the next page. So what I'm going to come over here in this redirect action, I'm going to go to next step and I'm going to hit save again. And then once I'm done, I'm going to do one other secret thing that is super amazing that if you're not doing this, and if you have a HighLevel account and you want to get a quick SEO and get your site to be indexed very quickly, HighLevel just introduced, it's still in beta, the Schema and the Markup Writer. This thing is amazing. It does SEO. It creates SEO information in here, and I want you guys all to do it. So what we're going to do next is we're going to come over here to the SEO and the AI search optimization. And because I use the AI funnel builder, you're going to notice that it's all done already. So it automatically created all the wording in here, keywords. Well, look at this: AI growth system, local business automation, AI voices, review generation, all the cool things that I want to be associated with. Authors, Nuno agency. It took the image I created and it put it there. I'm actually going to add the Nuno agency one. Let me see. Upload. Let's do Nuno agency. All right. Just so that it looks a little sharper. Look at that. That looks so freaking cool. Then I'm going to come over here, links and tags. It already indexed it. It gave it that it's a website. It asked the organization. This is all the schema markup stuff, guys, that normally you would have to like get SEO or figure this out or get ChatGPT, whatever. It does it automatically for you, which is things pretty cool. But that's not all. What it also does is it can create a schema markup. Just real short, like intro to schema markup. Schema markup is how the AIs now for AEO, which is answer engine optimization, this is what they search in order to find your site. So the more that that's filled out, the better results you're going to have. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create, and it's going to automatically create an SEO schema markup that is going to immediately help the site get noticed by the search engine. How nuts is that? The fact that this is even free, you would normally have to pay for stuff like this. And trust me, back in the day, trying to create schema markup for a site is an enormous pain in the ass. So the fact that this already has it included and you pay nothing extra, at least as of now, it's pretty amazing. And you guys are going to have that. So as soon as you're done building your site, getting the links to work, knock out that right off the bat, because then all your sites are indexed. All of you guys that have funnels and websites already in your HighLevel or in a white label version, go in there and only on the sites you want to be indexed, click that little button and let it do its thing. It costs you nothing and it's going to have massive benefits. At least I say it costs you nothing now. If it costs you something a little bit later on or when this video is aired, it might do it. But look what it did. Your schema markup is ready and it automatically adds it. And look, if you hit view, this is all the code that all the bots are going to see. How awesome is that? Super pro tip, guys. You are not going to get this and nobody else is sharing this sort of stuff. I'm telling you, boom, just made 1,000 competitors if you guys are watching, right? So here we go. This is all set. And now I have to create my secondary page. All right. So before we do, let's take a little preview. Let's see what this looks like live. Let's make sure our buttons work. Man, that is one sexy site. Look at this thing. Now, honestly, I can go back and change the word. The only thing I would need to change is the links on the bottom and the phone number and the address. But not for nothing. Holy smokes. Look at this. Even the FAQs are sweet looking. Look at this thing. Love it. Come in here, book a free strategy call. Boom. My calendar shows up. I'm going to go ahead and book 8 a.m. Select, put in my name, Nuno, test 1-800-555-1212. And then it's going to be nunotest.com. And then looking forward to our call. Now it's going to give me an error like a 404 because I didn't create the secondary page yet. But if I did this right, this should now push me to another page and it should automatically book. Let's see what happens. It's probably erroring out because again, I didn't create that secondary page, but we're going to do that in a second. Well, I hope you guys are getting this so far. This is erroring out because I didn't build that page, but obviously it works pretty decent. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to create our thank you page, but we're not going to do it. We're going to let AI do it. So I'm going to come back over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go back over here and I'm going to go back to my prompt. I'll try to prompt this and hopefully this one be a pretty big one. And I'm going to say, I want to create a landing page for anybody that's booking an appointment. The goal of the landing page is to get them excited to show up to the meeting and to ensure that they show and to be ready for the meeting when they come in. Based on everything that you wrote in here, let's make something exciting for them to show up for. And more importantly, I'd like to give them something when they do show up that is only during the call. So I want to state that somehow in the thank you page. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter and let it come up with the landing page copy for this too. So now page goal, new IMG thank you page, hero section. Awesome. I'm going to, oh man, it went all out. Holy smokes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now come in here and I'm going to duplicate this page. And I'll tell you why I duplicate because I want the same style. So I'm going to clone the funnel step, clone this funnel step. Okay. Give it a second. And there's a method to my madness here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Nuno Agency thank you page. Okay. And I'm going to change the step URL to thank you or agency TY. I'm going to go ahead and update. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase everything. I'm going to give actually the AI. I have never done this way. I'm going to see if I can do it. I'm going to have AI tell them, hey, this is supposed to be a thank you page. Can you rewrite this entire page with the same style, but use those words instead? And then I'm going to go over here. I'm going to go over to build and I'm going to say, I need to rebuild this entire page. I actually just duplicated it, but this is supposed to be a thank you page. Here's the copy for the thank you page. Keep the same colors and style of the page, just change all the wording and the goal of the page. Here is the copy. All right. And this is what I'm going to give to AI. Now, granted, this might really break because it's already got all of the stuff in here. So I'm hoping that it won't do that. I'm going to copy the thank you page. We're going to see how smart AI is. All right. And I'm going to let this thing cook. Now, if I come over here, remember, we have a whole other one that we built in AI Studio. What I'm going to say is I'm going to go back to the calendar in here and I'm going to hit share calendar. I'm going to do the embed code, copy the embed code, and let's see how smart AI Studio is. Now, remember, this is the other AI builder. One was for the funnel AI builder, which we thought did a really great job. And we're building the thank you page now in there. And the second one was in here, which is AI Studio. And what I want to do is create a calendar. So here's what I'm going to say to the AI Studio. I want the button when clicked to create a pop-up. And in that pop-up, I want people to book an appointment. And then I want, when they're done clicking that appointment, for it to be redirected to a separate page that I need you to create, which is a thank you page, which I will give you the copy for when you're ready. So here is the embed code for the calendar. Now, the reason why we kind of have to do it this way, at least for now, granted, probably in a week or so, HighLevel will fix this, is that you can't necessarily connect calendars really well in here. So this is the way that I've been doing it, and it's working out pretty well. I'm going to click on that, and let's see how it does, because now, remember, I am in full AI. I could do visual edits and do some stuff in here, but I'm going to be challenged in what I can do. So let's see how it's going to integrate the calendar and what it's going to do. And then what we're going to do is we're going to ask it to build the thank you page. And again, we're going to give it free control on how to do all of this. All right. So we have it building out the thank you page in here. Hopefully it's going to redesign the whole page. And now we have our AI builder taking the embed of the calendar we created and put it in AI Studio for it to do its thing. Right. So next thing that we're going to do after this is after we create our thank you page, I mean, the landing page, I got to be honest, I thought the landing pages were going to take like 2 hours because there's going to be a lot of back and forth, but these things are really hitting it out of the park right at the beginning. It's actually creating a thank you page anyway, so it's already doing it. But we got to make sure that the calendar is working. This will be interesting. I'll be really interested if this one can actually work with that. Now, what we're going to do after this is we're going to start installing the automations. And then after the automations, we have bot automations. We're going to start building our bots. And then once we're done with the agency and we know that we can sell our services, easily because we have all these systems in place, we'll then be able to go back and start creating our sub account. I do have a special guest coming, and we also have a free giveaway today, which is going to be my AI system that I use for Claude Code that I'm going to share with you all today. It's my AI agent team. It's the basic version of it. We sell the full blown thing, in a different service altogether, but you guys are going to get that a little bit later on. So again, only live, got to make sure you're on in order to get it. So in here, let's see if I hit the button. Perfect, great, and embedded. That's the first thing. So if I hit the book call, we want to make sure we check all the buttons. All the buttons are working. This is good. This is good. Yep, all the buttons are working on the AI site, the one we generated. But now let's see if it goes to the thank you page. Okay, so I'm going to book. Let's book 8:30. Select Nuno test. And guys, right now what I'm doing is I'm testing my funnel. 555 1212. And then in Nuno at test 2. Okay, confirm. That's great. Schedule meeting. Now, hopefully it will go to the thank you page. The meeting has been scheduled. I mean, that isn't bad either, but I wanted to go to a thank you page after the fact. That's actually not a bad thing. Let's see if it made the thank you page. All right, but I'm going to give it the copy. I guess that would work too, honestly, but I wanted to make it a little bit more exciting. So I think I have to set the redirect in the calendar. So we'll mess around with that in a second. Let's go to the copy. Where did I put the copy for landing page? Thank you page. Beautiful. Go back to the AI system. Here is the AI. Here is the copy for the thank you page. Okay. And also redirect. You know what? I think I actually have to make it in here. Let's just try something real quick. We're going to go to this calendar. Pretty positive I have to set the redirect in here. So let's do advanced settings, payments, booking widget, preview widget. Interesting. Redirect. Here it is. Beautiful. So in the redirect URL, we got to get the URL first, but we'll add it. And that way, no matter what, it'll go to the thank you page. So let's go ahead and modify this thank you page. In the meantime, let's see. Yeah, see, it didn't do a good job. It didn't really do a good job. But what we'll do is we'll delete all these sections and we're going to have to do it again. Build out a full thank you page using this copy. Use your designs, white background with blue buttons. And any other images you want to create, please go ahead and create. All right. So I knew it was going to do that. It might have been a little bit too heavy for it to go through, but that's how you have it. The URL, the schema, it creates the FAQ schema, Jocelyn, and everything. That one little schema markup thing is ridiculously nice and free, and it's great. Cool, look at that. See, this one came out a little bit nicer. This add to your calendar button, I guarantee doesn't work. So we're gonna have to make sure that if it's adding things that it does work with it. Cool, all right, awesome. What happens when I hit add to calendar? Hey, I wanna make sure you fix the buttons for adding to your calendar. Make a Google, an Apple, and a Microsoft one, and make sure it's code that actually works that will actually add the event to their calendar. I don't know if you guys knew you could do that, but it will actually create all this. All right, because this is like, it will automatically create the code, which is something that some of us have been dying to have in this, and you can like leverage that code creation in there. All right, we're gonna go back in there. In the meantime, while all this is cooking, we're gonna start working in our funnels. I'm sorry, in our URLs, because URLs is a big confusion point for a lot of people. And I'm going to show you the craziest cheat sheet for you guys to remember as you're building out your sites and everything else inside of here. Now, again, these are production ready. Like, I really don't think like you need to create anything heavier than this. And for everybody that's like really worried about logos and all that nonsense, sell first. Worry about your logos later. I'm not going to sell your business. You are going to sell your business and what you're producing will. So getting yourself out there to try to get as many sales as possible, that's what I would really focus in on. All right. I just want these buttons to work. Look at that. It added the buttons. It'd be super cool if it works. Let's see. Oh my God, it works. That is so cool, guys. Look at that. That works. The fact that that works is ridiculous. And it picked a date. Very, very good. All right, cool. So we just figured out that we didn't know AI Studio can do that, but now it works. So there you go. So now we have a new thing we can do. Cool. And I think we're good here. So before we do that, let's see how it's doing in here because I want to do the publishing. Now, here's the thing that I will tell you about AI Studio, and this is kind of a little bit of a pain in the ass. When you go to publish, you have to publish the site first in AI Studio before you can actually add a domain to it. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish. And look, it does the SEO thing too, and you can change the icons and the title and all this. I'm going to go ahead and hit apply changes, okay? And I'm going to hit publish. Once I hit publish, if I want to put a URL on it, like a real URL and not this one, I have to hit update settings at every time, add custom domain. And here is a choice. You can't add your main domain in here and have it somewhere else, just like we talked about yesterday, because this is a whole completely different area inside of your HighLevel instance. So right now, I would have to use my subdomain in order for this to work. So I would use, for instance, here, I'm going to say agency.nunoagency.com. I have to create a separate URL for this. And again, it's kind of in beta still, just you got to be a little bit mindful of it. So if I want to make this live, I hit continue, okay? And your domainer's Cloudflare, and I'm going to say authorize. It's going to automatically add the record, and it's going to verify, and then I'm going to have it. Yeah, so I'm using a subdomain because, again, you can't, it's a separate area altogether in HighLevel right now. So you have to put it in a separate domain in order to do so. But notice I got the calendar on here. I got thank you pages. I created AI automations that will automatically add things to their calendar. And now this thing is legit live. So if I come in here and I go to the main page, if I go to publish, copy this, come in here, boom, our site is live and functional, ready to take appointments. I legit did that with us doing both methods in less than 30 minutes. And that's what's pretty cool about it. And you can come in here and edit the settings. Also, the other thing I want you to notice, did you guys see that it came with an icon already? But if this is for a client, they want their own site and their domain. Of course, I am my own client right now because I'm building my own agency. But if this was your client, it would be their domain. Absolutely. All right, boom. But here you are. It's all set and go. Now, this is a live site. This is indexing. This is awesome. That's good to go. We'll leave that alone. There's really nothing else I need to do over there because that's all set and good. So now let's look at how this one did. Hopefully it did it. You're booked. Let's find your missed opportunities. Love it. Okay, great. Again, this add to calendar button is very scary because I don't think it works. And see here, we would have to create code for this because the button won't work. There's no button actions that will add to calendar. You see? So we wouldn't be able to do that. And here, by the way, is where I put my video for anybody coming through. It has these add calendar buttons, but it doesn't do any action. See? So you know what? I wonder if it could do it. Like, again, let's see how far we can push. Can you add an add to calendar button that will physically add the appointment to a Google, a Microsoft, and an Apple calendar? Like an actual code element that will do that based on the appointment that they've made? I don't think it will here. I'm just forewarning everybody. It's not going to do it. I know it's not. But while we're in here, why not try to push the boundaries a little bit? I would have the add calendar inside of my reminder sequences, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And yeah, like I thought, it couldn't do it. I can't. That's what I thought, but that's okay. We'll just delete the buttons because, again, this is going to be real. So let's just delete that. All right. So we're good to go. The only thing I would have to do is literally record a video and we're good. Now, in order to publish on the other side, I'm going to teach you guys all about domains here. This is literally from the days of ClickFunnels. It was the same thing in ClickFunnels I'm aging myself here, but for anybody in ClickFunnels, this was literally the same thing. There are 3 places where your domains exist, or the names of your domains exist. The first one is on the funnel. The second one is on the page. And the third one is on the A and B instance. Your URL exists in all 3. So you have to have 3 separate URLs. So for instance, for this site, I have the path right here where it says AI generated funnel. And I'm not going to put that. I'm going to put Nuno Agency. Okay. I'm going to select a domain and it's going to be my main domain, Nuno Agency. Because remember, on the AI Studio one, I use agency.Nuno Agency. So here I pick path as Nuno Agency and the domain is Nuno Agency. And I really don't care about this path, but it has to be made and it has to be separate and different. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And then in here, notice how it has / untitled page, but that's okay. We can change that. And here, this is what my customer is going to see because this is the step URL or the URL my customer is going to see. This is the one that's public. Here, if I already have nunoagency.com, it'll be something like intro or promotion or anything that would make sense for the client. And I would just probably do call or agent. Let's just do call. Well, no, call we'll use later. Let's use promotion. Get rid of the capitals, no capitals in URLs, guys. And then update the step. Okay, promotion, it had a space. I'm going to go ahead and change that. So the first one we did was the funnel. This one is the page, but there's a third sneaky one. And this is the A and B variation one. You just want to put whatever you put on the name. So promotion 1 or A. And this is sometimes what you'll see in the funnel page, but that's okay. What goes out to your customers is this one right here. This is what the customers are going to see. All right. And then same thing for the thank you page. You want to have it there. Now, remember, I needed a thank you page because in my calendar, if I go back to my calendars, I want it to redirect. So I'm going to go to calendar settings because I want the calendar when they book the insurer call, hit edit, and we go to redirect, which I believe was right here, redirect URL. I want to go to the thank you page. So I'm putting in the thank you page. I'm going to hit save changes. Beautiful. All right. We got our calendars. We have our sites up, and now I have two sites. I have the beautiful one from agency, like from the agency right here. And now I have my Nuno agency main website. But there's one more thing I want to do. Because this is going to be my main website, I want people to always go there if they just put in Nuno agency. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over on the left-hand side. I'm going to go to settings. Inside of settings, I'm going to go over to domains and URL redirects. And I'm going to go to Nuno agency. I'm going to hit manage. In manage under the Nuno agency, I'm going to set a default page, and I'm going to make my first page be the one. And I'm also going to make my 404, right? They're both going to go to my page. So now if I legit come over here and go nunoagency.com, boom, look at that thing. Look at that sexy thing come in. Look at that, guys. Man, I am ready to go for business. Literally the only thing I would have to add or change is maybe some imaging if I want something different, or coming in here and changing the phone number, the contact, and everything else. Guys, AI makes this game very dangerous. Look at this. It's beautiful. We're done. So the website part of this is done. I'm going to get out AI Studio. And now what we're going to do is going to start working on the automations. Now, and somebody asked, are you using the same calendar for both sites? Yeah, why not? You'll have no issues. Because remember, that calendar is going off of my availability. So whether it books on site A or site B, doesn't matter. It will all go through there, right? So that's how quickly we're rocking and rolling. I legitimately can stop everything I'm doing now, go out and sell my services. I have a site that shows my credibility. I have the calendar where people can make appointments, and I have the ability to take in payments because we connected Stripe yesterday. Well, not officially, but we did in the agency side. So I have enough to like literally go out there and start making money, but let's make things even cooler. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to work on our automations. But before we go to the automations, we're going to go to opportunities and pipelines, because I think this is like one of the things that everybody misses out on that you should definitely design for yourself. And typically when we run an agency, we right now run off of 3 pipelines. That's it. We do have pipelines for some of our events like our webinars and stuff. But if I'm a new agency, all I care is about new customers, customer service for existing customers, and ensuring that I'm getting a lot of reviews, right? So I come in here and I create pipelines. It's so weird. Why can't I see that? Oh, because I'm in settings. That's a good point. If I go to opportunities right here, I already gave, for anybody that downloaded the snapshots, I already gave you pipelines. I gave you 3. I gave you new, customer service, and review management. Those are literally the 3 we run for our agency, other than the ones we want to collect really important information on our webinars, right? For webinars or products we sell. So the way we're designing this one really early on is we're going to show you the non-AI way to do it, and then we're going to give you AI to do this all with AI. And that's why this is so cool. So you're going to create a new pipeline. So you're going to click on this pipeline. In pipeline, you're going to go to the big blue button, create pipeline. And then you're going to come in here and let's just say new lead or leads, right? Super simple. You want to give a really cute emoji, knock your socks off, you know, maybe some money emojis in here. Money, there you go, money bags, there's emojis. And then it's new lead, contact, proposal, send, closed. Honestly, you can leave it as that and it will work just as fine. I will use a different style, but honestly, look at this. It's got different stage colors you can do now. It's got a lot of really cool features that you can do that weren't available like when I built my stuff. And you could show it on your funnel, and you can even have stage names. Look how pretty this thing looks, right? And if you hit create, come into new leads under opportunities, the one we just created, and look at that. You have a nice clear coded pipeline that you can leverage. You can also take your old pipelines and do the same. You can go to your old pipelines in here, click the edit button, come in here, stage, pick red, orange, 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 new lead unresponsive, make it super dark red. Actually, you know what? Let's make this new lead. I mean, you can have a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? You can come in here, look, green means money, make it purple. And there's a bunch of other ones you can do, right? No show, which again goes back to red, abandoned cart, red, and nurture, give it a blue. Customer 1, that's going to be super dark green. Past customer CRM, dark green. Not a fit, red. Lost, red. Refund, red. All right, a little bit of everything that you need. All right, so if I do that and I'm going to stage init, look at this. How cool is that? Now, if I go to the new pipeline, this is going to be the pipeline that we're physically going to use when we're tracking customers and everything that they're doing inside of our system, right? This is the one we're going to use. So you can kind of make it. I think this is pretty hot. I love it. I think it's pretty neat. For all you guys that are not Kanban people, Kanban is the boards where you see the cards and you move things over. Look what we got. You got list view, so you can see everything in the list. So it makes it super cool. All right, so we created our pipeline. Now let's go to automations. So first automations that we want to make sure we take care of is our appointment reminders. Now I have this in a certain way, and I'll explain to you like my rationale. First of all, as you can see, I number everything and I start with 00, and I do it in the order of the way the customers come into the system, whether they're purchasing something, whether they're a new lead, everything in that aspect, right? And the reason why I do that is because that in my brain goes into the order of the customer. So if I got a brand new lead, right, I'm talking a new lead, that usually starts at 00. If the new lead books, that's usually a 01 or a 02. If there's a nurture sequence, that might be a 01. Just make it in the order. So in your brain, if like your process becomes broken at some point, you're like, what stage of the pipeline was this person in? And that's pretty much what I do, right? And I break it down to new lead automations for attaining new leads, purchasing automations when they buy anything, in this case, our SaaS memberships, if I'm going to put it into any kind of community or any kind of membership area. Customer service is, again, mostly for agencies to handle customer service tickets. We use our own customer service system that we built directly in here. And then we use AI. If I want to use AI instead of using the old school ones, I now have created a set of AI. Notice I labeled them AI 01, new lead automations, AI 02, voice AI automations, AI 03, SaaS AI request reviews, AI 04, database reactivation. The 4 things that I recommend you all sell, because those are what people are looking for because it solves major problems. And then we have our core automations, which are like appointment reminders, bounce on subscribes and complaints. You got to manage your email, website contact form for anybody that has those old school websites and you need a contact form in there, which again is normally not going to be on. And then I created my own lead scoring system for both email and lead scoring for engaged leads. And then for anybody running ads, I already created the conversions API both for Facebook ads and Google ads. So all you have to do is basically connect. That's all it is. And the reason that makes it super easy is you're able to just like know where everything is. And this is how I segregated everything. Honestly, this is exactly what I use with my clients. And this is the system that I have. For anybody that bought the snapshots, this is pretty cool for you guys to go through. Now, the next thing is let's build our first one. So the first one I want to take care of right away, because my sites are live, is I got to get appointment reminders going because I want people to show up for my appointments and I want to get appointment reminders locked in. Hey, we want to interrupt this video for a quick little minute to just let you know that I hope you're enjoying this video. We want to thank you for being here, but more importantly, we are hoping that this content helps you do whatever you're trying to do inside of HighLevel. We also want to let you know that you have options to get additional help. We offer a $197 a month VIP coaching program that includes 4 days of office hours, first come, first serve, where we go in and we answer any of your questions that you might have live with a group setting for other people that are also working in HighLevel. We also have a VIP group where we answer questions directly one-on-one with anybody posting in that group to give you the absolute best support. It also comes with a bunch of other features, including our funnel brick system, our little mini course, and more importantly, a couple guides that'll help you through this, and also including our SOP library that we use for pretty much everything inside of our agency. So thank you for this quick little minute, but more importantly, go back to the video, get whatever you need, and if you have any questions that we can answer inside the video, just drop a comment on the video and we'll make sure to answer whenever we get a chance. And now back to the show. So I'll go into mine, C1, or I'll create a folder, call it C1 appointment reminders, okay? Hit create and it will create the folder just like this. When I click in it, I have 3 different types of appointment reminders. No show, nurture them to come back and make another appointment, cancel the appointment if they decide to cancel, or just regular appointment reminders. Now, I can come in here and make believe I just wanted to do an appointment reminder for my intro calls because I want people to show up for my intro calls, right? Remember I told you I want to like kind of incite them a little bit and go through all of this. That's what I recommend. No, and C is not for customers. C is for core. And this is kind of the way that I have it. And what we're going to do is we're going to come in here. I'm going to click on this particular one. But remember, I told you, I want to make these customized because my first goal is getting people to book appointments. My second goal is for them to show up, and show up rates are pretty crappy in the world right now. They're like about 30% on somebody who's like really interested. So I'm going to do everything in my power that I can to ensure that they come in, right? So what I'm going to do is in this C1, I'm going to duplicate it. All right. Or better yet, well, let me just duplicate it. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do C1, C.1 or 1.0, and I'm going to put an A, and I'm going to appointment reminders and confirmation, and I'm going to put intros. All right. Because I know that this is going to be an intro in here, and I'm going to hit create. Now, when I go ahead and create this, basic standard automations, just so you guys understand automations, is one, there's always an action. That's the starting step. What thing happened that the automation is now going to fire? Did somebody book an appointment? Did somebody fill out a form? Did somebody fill out a survey? Did somebody buy something? Those are usually things that are triggers. Triggers are the first part of the action, and then they go down, meaning your trigger starts the automation and then the actions are everything else afterwards. Now, what we're doing in here is it's appointment status confirmed, but notice it says in calendar. I'm going to select the Nuno intro calendar and I'm going to hit save trigger. This is the way that we've been doing it. This is the way I love doing because it makes it super easy. And I'm actually going to put contacts and guests just in case they add a guest to the appointment. And again, the event type is normal, appointment status is confirmed, and in calendar, there you go. It's all set. Now, the first thing it's going to try to do is it's going to try to find the opportunity and see if it exists. Now, the one thing that I have to do is I have to tell it the pipeline. So it's going to be new pipeline, and it's going to try to find if there was an opportunity already created. If there was an opportunity created, it will go down the path and it will update the opportunity. If there wasn't an opportunity created, it is going to start creating an opportunity and then go, and it like literally goes from there. The one thing that it didn't do is create an opportunity. So we're going to do that now. So you're going to type in create opportunity, add a field, opportunity name is going to be contact, full name, and then opportunity stage is going to be new lead. Okay. I'm going to hit save and it creates the opportunity. One updates it, one creates it. And then it's going to go to remove from canceled workflow and remove from no show, just in case there were people in here that were in there already. And then if you go down, you have internal notifications. These are actually going to be the notifications internally that you're going to receive that somebody's made an appointment. And then there's a confirmation email that goes out to the client. Now, these are no frills, kind of boring emails, right? But what do we have? We have AI that's been helping us write all this. And I'm going to say, all right, our next job is to create or update these emails to ensure that people attend. So help me rewrite these emails with better copy to entice the customer to try to show up, because again, they're going to be rewarded if they do. And again, whatever we want to promise them, we want to make sure we deliver. So whatever it is that you're telling me we're going to deliver on, make sure you create it for me here so then I have it. All right. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to hit enter, and then you're going to have it on here. Now, inside this, I'm going to go ahead and let it write the emails. And team, what I'm trying to do here is for my intro calendar, I want to make sure it has everything that it needs. Now, before I do that, let me just go back here. This is the merge fields and links. All right, I'm just going to go there and give it that because I wanted to give it a sample of the email, because if you give it a sample of the email, it'll actually copy the merge fields. These little things in squiggly lines, by the way, team, is merge fields. Email number one, there we go. Subject line, your book, confirmed your strategy call with Nuno Agency. So now I'm just going to copy and paste. I'm going to come over here, my username and my user email. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about that. In my calendar, remember, I have it to assign to the user that is making the appointment. So when I use this thing over here and confirmation email of username, user email, it will automatically have that in there. Now the subject line, I'm going to paste. Whoop, subject line, I'm going to paste. Confirmed. And then, oh, let me get rid of all the sites. We don't need the sites anymore. Don't need that anymore. We need this. Okay. And here is the email body. A little bit more convincing. Notice the quality. Sorry about that. Appointment confirmation. I'm looking for the email body. Okay. I'm going to copy it. Go to my email in here. I changed the subject line that it gave me already. Come in here, Control A, Control V. Now, the only thing that sometimes when you copy from any AI, look at the spacing. It looks awful. So I'm going to come over here, just change all the spacing. Boom. All the bullet points. This is so cool. Saying that we're going to walk through that. Awesome. Okay. Appointment link. Okay. Now, these add to Google Calendar, cancel and reschedule. There's a way to do this. I'm going to show you the way I do it because this is important. All right. Now, you could cheat it. You can go to your next one and you can just grab that part in the email. So I'm just going to Control C, go back over here, grab where that area was that didn't go through right here. Control V. Look at that. Save action. I got my first email. Text message will leave the same. 24-hour reminder should be, yep, here it is. Your AI opportunity snapshot starts, I don't know why it's saying snapshot. That's kind of weird. So we'll say tomorrow's call. Come over here, drop that in there, and now go to the body of the email, copy it. This time I'm going to leave the bottom part, Control V, enter, 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 just little spaces, y'all. Nothing crazy. All right, there we go. I have things twice. Nope, just one time. Beautiful. Save action 1 hour before. This is another appointment reminder to me, letting me know. Then 1 hour to go. Same day reminder. We don't want that one. 1 hour reminder right here. Your Nuno agency call. And guys, I'm going this step by step because honestly, this is all you need to do. This is not rocket science. I am definitely not the smartest person in the room. So you want to come over here, copy this, and this is the 1 hour to go one. Same thing. Enter, enter, enter. There we go. Save action. And then the 15-minute. And do you need to have all these? No, guys, it's just like what I've been doing for years. So I just keep it that way. I've never had an issue with it. Again, I really want people just to show up to the call. I know if they can show up to the call, I have a really good chance of closing. All right. And then email body, make it super simple, Control C. And you can make them better, worse, shorter. I mean, honestly, it is completely and utterly up to you. Okay. Boom. And guys, that's it. We're done. Publish, save. We now have our first automation. Congratulations, you guys are rocking it. And we have our intro to the call. So now if anybody in our live site books an appointment, this thing will fire off and we'll go in and we'll test it in a few seconds. Now, the no-show reminder, honestly, guys, it's how much work you want to put into it. It's the same thing. In here, it's event type, normal, appointment status is no-show. You have to make the appointment status no-show. Find opportunity. It updates the opportunity. If not, you have to hit create. Opportunity, add field, go to the pipeline first, pipeline stage. We're going to put the contact name, contact phone number, come over here, opportunity name. There we go, contact name and phone number. And it tries to find the contact. If it doesn't find the contact, it creates a new opportunity. If it doesn't, it goes in here. All right, then it goes right into the first email. Hey, you missed our appointment, blah, blah, blah. It's all there. Hit save action. Again, same thing. Very simple email. All right. And some of you freaking out, they're like, well, I didn't buy the snapshot. No problem. Just build it. I'm going to show you how easy it is to build these things. Are you guys ready? So coming in here, and I don't know how to create one. Oh, look, this crazy amazing feature called Build with AI. Come in here is, I need to create a no-show nurturing sequence for my clients that miss our introduction call to our agency. I want to stress that they're going to miss out on saving money and making money because our systems are proven and work all the time. Can you create a simple 3 email sequence that will do this no-show nurture? And then all you got to do is do this. And guess what? AI will create your workflows for you. That's how easy it is for it to do it. So on top of you being able to build it yourself, taking a template that's already created, you now have the ability of letting AI also work on your automations. And I'll build one from scratch just to show you how easy it is. But honestly, team, there's like literally no reason why you can't do this, right? So I'm going to create the calendar reminders right off the bat because I want to ensure that the people booking appointments have the ability of booking appointments and they're getting reminded to show up. If I do that, I already have a working business that I can literally launch today and not have any problems with it. All right. That is something that I would personally do based on that. While this is building, guys, I'm going to give you guys the other new QR code. So another freebie for you. This is my AI agents that I use when I build, like Claude and doing everything else. This is the first giveaway. It's going to be free. But in the meantime, if you guys want to scan that, and there's one more free gift or a great offer that's coming from HL Pro Tools a little bit later on. So if you guys want to grab that, go ahead and grab that. In the meantime, I'll come here. How would you like the 3 nurturing emails to be spaced out? Send one immediately, then one per day for 3 days. Perfect. And now it's going to be building it out. So cool. It came back. As you can see, it's got the no-show already. Let's see how it is. Event type, no-show. Literally built it the same way. Immediate no-show response. Look at this. Beautiful email. No-show nurture, second email. Look at this. It wrote all the wording in here. Done. Come over here. You could do this as C1.2A. There you go. Publish the sucker, save, ready to rock and roll. All right. So we installed our first appointment reminders. We have our no-show. The next one we're going to do is canceled. And this one, we're just honestly, the only thing we're going to do is just make sure that the canceled is right. And then we're going to find opportunity, create an opportunity in here. And we are just going to do opportunity name. Let's try that again. Pipeline stage is going to be no-show canceled. Come in here. Opportunity name is going to be the contact's full name. Okay. And I'm going to hit save. All right. And now this one is the cancel one. I think this is pretty good. We're going to be ready to rock and roll and we're going to hit save. Okay. But let's just keep going. So now we have those automations set. This is going to be for my appointment reminders, no matter what. Look, actually, it was funny. Somebody made an appointment already. I think it was somebody on the call. They said it. And look, in the execution logs, I could see exactly who did it, right? So that's what I mean by this being active and that it works. So it's there, it's working, we're ready to rock and roll. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the rest of our automations. So automations here are going to be broken down by new lead automations. And new lead automations are basically going to be if you have a lead magnet, if you have an offer page, if you have a long-term nurture, a new lead booked, lead no show and cancel, a follow-up, long-term nurture, if people are going to need it for everything that we have. And if you go in there, what you're going to do is you're going to come in here and the same, bot that you've been using to write your emails, write your landing page, you're going to come over here and you're going to say, hey, I need to have a lead magnet that I can create that's going to help generate leads for me. Can you click on here? Can you create a lead magnet for me in a Word or PDF document that I can give to my clients that I can run ads to or that I can send traffic to? All right. And I'm just going to have AI help me create a lead magnet. All right. And it's going to go from this whole entire thing. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a lead magnet page based on this lead magnet to help me generate leads. Now, before any of this, right? Before I go creating lead magnets, start running ads and everything else, this is literally the one secret that I will tell you that if you guys do this, you're going to get clients. And you have to do it like often because the people that currently view your LinkedIn or your Facebook or your Instagram are only the people that are viewing it now. But those people have friends, and those are the ones that you could start with advertising by having no money, no anything. That's where I would start. Because 9 times out of 10, the people around you will actually help people promote your business, but they need to know what you do and you need to give them like a post or something they can share. So what I immediately do is the second I start any kind of business is I share it on social media with what the business is and how they can check it out and so forth and so on. Now, with all that, you're going to go through and you're going to wait until this thing creates it. Yeah. And it says I'm going to create everything that I have in there. Now, what I'll do is I'll start building these things out. Now, let's go over some of these automations and let's create one ourselves. So if I didn't have all these templates, which by the way, you should get, Funnelbricks has very similar ones when it comes to this. I can come in here, lead magnet, and look, it's got a whole bunch of things that you can use. It helps you write all this. Everything is in here that will help you build all this. Now, this is super complex. So if I wanted to build my own, let me show you how I would do it. I would come in here. I would always create a folder first in my automations area. Create a folder, come in here, call it 00A. And I always want to handle my leads first, new leads. Okay. They're the most important thing. So I'm going to start with 00A, and that's how people get to know me. Okay. Inside this new folder, I want to create an automation. I'm going to hit create workflow. And then what I'll do in here is I'll start from scratch. Now, we're not going to talk to AI. We're just going to build one directly. So I'm going to show you how to build one out so you understand how workflows happen, right? So when I come in here, because it's my first automation in 00, I would name it 00, either -1A or -1, something like that. So then I can keep an order. And this will be new lead fills out form. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is have the action form. Oh crap. I don't have a form. Let's go make a form. Right. So that's when you notice was when you start building things. And if you forget to do something, you can just stop whatever you're doing, go out and build it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back out of here. And now I have to build a form. I'm going to go to sites and where is forms builder? Inside of builder, I'm going to create a folder because I want to create one from scratch. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put lead magnet and I'm going to put a number to it. Remember, and I want to use the same number as the workflow. So 00.1 lead magnet confirm. Okay. And in this 00 lead magnet one, I'm going to click on it. I'm going to go to new form or create form, whichever one you choose. Doesn't matter. Start from scratch. I don't want to create a template because forms are simple. Okay. And then here it has like kind of all the information I really require. Now, depending on the clientele you serve, nobody's going to give you a phone number. So sometimes you remove the phone number, but for this case, we're going to leave it on. So point, and I put 1 and I put new lead or lead magnet form. Okay. And then I'm going to click on first name and I'm going to make it required by hitting this cogwheel, make it required. Click on that last name, make it required. Phone number, you cannot make required. And then email, I'll put above the phone number and I'll make the email required. So my name is required, my last name is required, and my email. Now in here you have phone, and then you have these wonderful 2 little check boxes and a privacy policy and the terms. So in order to get us ready, what we have to do is we have to modify this to ensure that this is going to pass for anybody that's going to go into our situation later. Now, A2P in itself is like an hour-long conversation. Honestly, I have videos on it. Watch the videos. It's on the free community. It's on YouTube. Watch it. But the most important thing in here that has to change is two things. One, the use case for the form and for my company. And the second is my business name. These two things need to be added in here in order for this to be approved. So because I have the AI already in here, look, I already have a PDF and a Word document. I'm just going to download those. I'm going to show you what to do with them in a second. And I'm going to say, hey, I'm creating a form for this lead magnet, and I need you to help me create use cases for A2P along with, well, just mostly for A2P. Help me change these two boxes so then I am compliant. I have to state what the use case for is for the form and why we're asking people to fill it out. And more importantly, what my business is about. So I'm going to put that thing in here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste the two checkboxes and what they say. All right. Again, this is just me cheating because I don't want to, because again, there's a full video, hour-long video on how to do this. And I want you guys to just do it right from the get-go and understand that this is a requirement. If you're collecting phone numbers, if we were just doing, let's say, email, we don't have to do this, but just understand that it's there. Cool. All right. Give it a second. And basically, we're going to go in there. Cool. For the purpose copy, checkbox number 1, new agency. Look, I'm going to copy that, put in the use case, Control A, Control V. Come into the other one, checkbox number 2. One is promotional. Yeah, I'm going to copy the second one into the box right in here. Control A, Control V. At least that'll hold me over until I go back and I work on A2P. And then privacy policy and terms. Remember, we talked about it. They got to go somewhere. So for now, what we're going to do is, and we're just going to go to privacy policy generator, not use Termly because they try to charge you money. I mean, we'll go through the whole thing, guys. This might take a little too long, so I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here, make a test privacy policy for me to use for the agency. Okay, because you do need to have it going somewhere, even if later on you're going to have to update to a real one. So please make sure you take your time. At no point in time am I saying that this is the way to do it, or am I promoting that? I'm just saying that for now, just for the use case, we're going to go ahead and just have those links. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to our sites. Inside of our sites, in our new no agency that we just built, we're going to take our thank you page, or actually add new privacy policy / just privacy, create new. I'll just make it plain Jane white, create from blank. And literally this is going to get text and it's going to get a headline. That's as far as I'm going to go. So I'm going to hit the little plus sign, bring in a column, add a headline, call it privacy policy. There's a lot more steps for A2P registration, but this is like two very big parts of it. A lot of people just fail on this. And again, just watch the video, guys. It's going to be too much for me to go over. And then we're going to put a paragraph. Let's just move that a little below. We're going to get rid of this thing. That thing was taking way too long. All right. And we're just going to copy. We're going to leave it as a placeholder. Control A, Control V. All right. Hit publish. Come back out. Take this page. We're going to duplicate it. Clone funnel step. Call this our terms. Terms of service or terms of use. Terms of service. It took me forever to figure this out. Terms of service is when you provide a service. Terms of use is when you provide a software. Or, well, I guess they're interchangeable. Terms of service. And then we're going to say terms. Okay. The update step. Go back to our trusty AI over here. Now do terms of service. Okay, hit enter. Okay, it's going to do that. While it's doing that, I'm going to go get the links and I'm going to already post it, right? So here's my privacy policy. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to go back to that form. You see where it says privacy policy? If you come over here on the right-hand side, highlight it, come in and hit the little link, drop in their URL, hit save. Now go ahead, even though we don't have the terms, grab the terms, copy that, click on the terms of use, service or whatever, drop that. Okay. And our form is ready. All right. So we'll collect the name and phone number for this particular example, but we have one created and now we updated our terms of use. The only thing we need to do is copy the terms of use back out of here, right here, hit edit, and we will put our template in here until we have that. All right. Let me get rid of the QR code. There we go. So now this will be terms of service and then come here, boom, publish. And again, remember those little icons I told you about? Look how this says privacy. We just want to make sure to put terms 1. Okay. And now you guys have terms of service and privacy policy. Obviously, again, follow the more formal method, but you get it. Same thing for your clients. Do not use your privacy or terms of use for your clients. All right. And then we'll back out of here. We now have our lead magnet form. So if I want to create this one, what I'll do is let me just save real quick. It's already saved. I'm going to refresh because I added that form while this was open. And if I did that, then it won't naturally have that new form. So what I'm going to do here, this is creating our first automation. I'm going to type in the word form submitted. There's form submitted, add filters. Form is, select the filters, lead magnet, come in here, save it, Now we want to find an opportunity, make sure they don't exist already. So we're going to find an opportunity first. We got to check in the right pipeline. This is going to be in the new lead pipeline. Okay. We are looking for, well, that's pretty much it. It should find the opportunity. Now, if the person is found, we're just going to go ahead and move them to new lead. So it's update opportunity, type it in, update opportunity right here. Allow them to move back if they were already forward. That's a choice. This means people will, let's say, were already booked an appointment and now they download a new lead magnet. Would you want them to move backwards? I personally don't, so I'll leave that off, but some people do. Some people want them going through the journey all over again, but it's up to you. Opportunity name is going to be contact name. Oh, before we do that, let's try that again. Add fields. It's going to be pipeline. It's going to be the new lead pipeline, and the stage is going to be new lead. Opportunity stage, new lead, and then opportunity name is going to be person's name and phone number. So I'm going to hit save action. Now I'm going to come over here. If they don't find an opportunity, I'm going to hit create opportunity. And notice I'm using the one that says beta because they're going to move to this eventually. So it's just best to get used to it. So pipeline stage, new lead, opportunity name is contact name, the little dash, phone number. Oh, try that again. Hit the little custom value area there. Click on phone and hit save action. All right. Now, if it's creating an opportunity, they got to get the lead magnet, right? So the first thing I want to do is tag. I want to tag people that are going to get the new lead magnet. And again, I use numbers along with letters. So 00.1, and then it's going to be lead magnet, whatever the name of the lead magnet is, right? For now, we'll just leave it like that and we'll hit go. Now they get a tag. Now, because these two paths are going to be the same, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create what's called a go-to. A go-to is like, I'm going to go from one part of my automation to another. So I hit save action, everything grows green, and I want to continue on this side. So they get a tag, and now we're going to do an email, send email. Action name is deliver lead magnet. And then from there, name, you can actually leave that empty, but we're going to do team Nuno agency. Okay. From email is going to be Nuno, or remember we created a team one, team at Nuno agency. Okay. .com. Subject line. Let's go to our trusty handy. Hey, I need a lead magnet email that delivers the lead magnet for the one we created. Okay. And in here, we're going to wait until it gives the email. While it's waiting though, I have to upload my new lead magnet. So what I can do is I can go to media storage right directly in here. I'm going to create a folder. I'm going to enable it lead magnets. Okay. Then when I create that folder in here, click on the folder right here, lead magnets, and I'm going to upload our new PDF one. All right. For people that are picky, we have there, and let's see what it looks like. So if I come in here and I click on it, well, see what it looks like. Hold on. Downloads. Oh, the AI growth link finder. Look at this. Pretty cool. I'll take it. Pretty nice little lead magnet. Convince people to come in. The only thing we have to change is that, but oh well, for the sake of time, you guys get the gist. There they are. Okay. Now we can go in and modify them and make them super easy. And then from there, we are going to go over to our ChatGPT, which was writing our words here. There you go. There's our email. So coming over here, go back to our automation. This is why, by the way, we create folders and we number things because it's very easy to find things later on. So now we wanted to create an email that delivers the download, send email, and I'm going to duplicate this because I'm going to need that link. So from name, we're going to say team Nuno agency. Okay. From email is going to be nunoagency.com, or it could be team, whatever we want. Subject line is right here. Copy, paste, come over here, grab the email, and look, it's already asking for the strategy call. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here, paste it, and then we're going to update all these links, right? So first one here, boom, 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 and then come in here, street strategy call. Cool. All right. And then cool. So now we have all this. Now we want to get the link for this. So what we're going to do is highlight the word, download the AI growth link. I don't even know what its name is. Come in here, click on the add link, go back out of here. If you go to your media storage, it has a link. So you can come in here, click on your lead magnets, come in here and click on the three little dots, get link. Come back, paste the link directly in there, hit save. It's going to be a new window. And now your link automatically works in there. Guess what we also have? Book a strategy call. Now we can do it one of two ways. We can come into our calendars, go to the calendar settings and grab the link directly. So here is the introduction calendar, share, copy I always do the permanent link, and you highlight over that and it goes directly to the calendar. Action, new window, save. Look at that. I now have an email that's professional that's going through this all throughout this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So we built that, like it's done. So now, but guess what? I built a lead magnet. I don't have a lead magnet page. So how awesome is that? What a cool problem to have. So now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to say, hey, can you create me the copy for the lead magnet page? And now we're going to create a lead magnet page while we're waiting and building some other automations out, right? So somebody fills out that form on the page that we don't have, but we're going to have in a minute. And I'm going to generate a new lead. The first automation that we have in here, let's just kind of go through it together, right? A lead magnet fulfillment, which is the one we just built out, but let me show you a different way to do it. Form gets submitted. We add a tag. You can add an extra thing called notes. When you add a note, it will automatically add that note with a timestamp of what happened with that particular client. Then, just like the pipeline, we're finding the opportunity if they already exist in the pipeline. And if they do, we want to update it. If they don't, then we want to create a new person in the pipeline. Then we want to make sure that if they opted into SMS, because remember, we gave them the two little checkboxes and the SMS opt-in is checked, then we want to make sure we send them basically a text message and an email. And basically, here's the two emails with the notifications of wherever they are, right? Now, if you downloaded the snapshots, you come in here. Here is the links to all the bots for all the bots to help you write all the emails. Just click on that and do exactly what I'm doing here with the bots in order to do that. Right. And then the next thing that we want to do is get him into a long-term nurture. Some of you guys have heard this called the soap opera sequence. Some of you guys have heard this called like the 5 email get to know you series. I mean, there's whatever one you want, you would come in here and write that nurture sequence. Lo and behold, I have a ChatGPT that does that for you all. So all you have to do is remember that email one that I gave you guys early on. I'm going to give it to you guys again. And I want you guys to use it because it literally has all these emails. Once it knows a little bit about your business and what you're trying to do, it'll automatically would do this. So I'm going to go over to our email builder. All right. And we're going to go to Funnel Bricks lead and email automations. This is it right here. No, this can't be it right there. Hold on. Yeah, there you go. 400 plus chats there. Knew we had it. All right. Take this again, all in the free community. No, there are paid snapshots and there are free snapshots. So free snapshots are already in the community. All right, now I'm going to come over here and we're filling out the form. Now, again, it goes to the email and I'm pretty much done. The only thing I wanted to add on this one is we want to add a note. So I'm going to do note, add to notes, and I'm just going to say downloaded lead magnet. Okay. And I'm going to put the lead magnet name, which is the AI leak finder. Okay. And we're going to hit save action. Cool. I'm going to hit save again. All right. Sweet. Now the new form gets filled out. By the way, we should have copy already here. Yep. Going to go to hit copy. Going to go back to our sites now. Let's go build lead magnet. So I'm going to hit build with AI. All right. And then I'm going to go ahead and paste in here. I'm going to say, yep, we're just going to let it build and see what it comes up with. It did a really good job last time. So let it do its thing. Oh, it's asking questions. Turn this into a lead magnet that people can download. There we go. All right. We're going to let it do its thing while it's doing that. Hopefully it won't ask another question. What? Create a landing page. Turn this into existing opt-in page, copy. That basically all we want people to do is download the lead magnet. So they're going to fill out a form and they're going to fill out the lead magnet. So take all of this and create a beautiful and stunning page so people can download the lead magnet. All right, cool. Going to hit go on that. Let's go back. All right, so our new lead automation is done. Okay, I'm going to get into an offer page in a second because I'm going to tell you this is how you want to sell your services, but we're kind of already doing this. Some people want to go directly to selling services and not go to an actual appointment. This is one of the things you can do where you could just create a secondary page on your website that's going to be about selling the offer directly and selling packages. And if people are interested, they fill out a form and they can do that. Now, offer pages are really only for people that really haven't, like they're already killing it with leads and you just need a way to redirect traffic to go ahead and buy. This is only used if people are going to be purchasing something and going directly to an offer or if you're running ads to it. Now, there is no difference from the original page, but instead of asking for appointment, you're basically asking them to fill out a survey of some sort. And it follows the same guideline. A form gets filled out based on what they have. You give them a tag that they're a new lead. You create the opportunities that's the same by putting them in the new lead pipeline as a new lead. You go to conditions and whether or not they've opted in for text messaging, they go down a path of yes, they opted in, no, they did not. And then finally, they get an email just saying, hey, congratulations on your interest in this product. Here's everything about it. Let's book an appointment, or better yet, buy it here. Now, I always leave this here in the templates because people do interact with it. And then sometimes when you start getting a lot of leads and you just want people to buy, or your offer is so low that it doesn't matter, people can automatically do that and they go directly in there. Now, the other thing that we want to do though, so those two are about the same. It's just one is more of a direct offer. The other one is a lead magnet. That's the only difference. So if you guys ever saw like those ads for teeth whitening and somebody wants to claim the offer, well, they would fill out that offer form and then you would start engaging them with getting them to book an appointment. But again, a little old school, but still works. Now, the lead responded. This is important. Now, inside a HighLevel, if the reply channel is email or SMS, and this is the old school way, this is not using bots. If somebody responds and it doesn't contain any negative responses or people are not cursing you out or anything like that, like stop, negative, or no, it will go into the positive internal notification that you're going to set for yourself, letting you know that somebody responded back. And then the second thing it's going to do is it's going to move the new lead to an engaged lead because that person is interested. So that's what this thing does, right? But we're going to change all that up because we're going to add AI to it. But back in the day, this is the one for people that don't want to use AI, but they want to have automations when people respond back. Really simple. Customer replied, select the reply channel to either email or SMS. And then I put a little, if they're negative, that's the problem that like, I just wanted like the people that are being super negative, that they go on one side and the people that are want a response, they go on the other. And that's kind of what I built in here. It's just kind of a fail safe. And if they are, we just are literally moving them into the right opportunity. That's all this one is. Then we have a long-term nurture. Now this is so super easy. This is, you come back over here to the one you've been building on, whatever AI you're using, whether it's Claude or whether it's ChatGPT, you come in here and you literally will go in and you will say something like, I want to create a 5-day nurture sequence for anybody that is booked an appointment or has downloaded my lead magnet. I want them to book an appointment to take advantage of my services. All right. And you go ahead and hit, and it's going to create a 5-day nurture sequence. You can also use that custom GPT and it has all that in there and it'll help you create that. Right. So this is to help fill out all your emails and automations that are included in the snapshots and that we're kind of covering. But a long-term nurture, I usually use a separate automation for, and I put it like with no starting trigger, meaning I don't have an action. The way I start this is depending on lead magnets, servers, offers, whatever they have going on, I push them from whatever they're in. Let's make believe they wanted my lead magnet, right? They downloaded my lead magnet, but notice all the way at the end, I push them into another workflow called long-term nurture. Because what if I decide to build 17 different lead magnets? Because if I build 17 different lead magnets, I want them all going through the same nurture and I don't want to repeat the nurture. So after all my lead magnets, after all my no-shows, after all my cancels, I put them all into the nurture sequence. The only time I remove them out of the nurture sequence is when they actually book an appointment. And when they book an appointment, we remove them from the lead magnet and we remove them from the long-term nurture because we don't want people that are already booked and buying getting a nurture sequence that might not apply to them and telling them to book an appointment, right? So let's kind of cover that a little bit. New lead and offer are a little bit the same. One is for a lead magnet. The other one is for an offer page. When you have an offer like something like teeth whitening, grab your coupon. Lead responses in hot lead is from when somebody responds to the actual email or text message you sent out. Here, all it's going to do is internally notify you that somebody's waiting for your response. And two, it's going to move them in the pipeline so you know that they're active. Long-term nurture is where we send anybody that has not booked an appointment yet. So you come in here for the long-term nurture, and here is where you're sending anybody that downloaded your lead magnet, was a no-show or cancel inside of your workflow automation for appointments, or you're sending anybody in here that booked but didn't buy, and you want to nurture them because you think they're going to be a good client. Now, here, it's super simple. You wait one day as they enter inside this particular automation. You create a wait, a time delay for one whole day, and you send the windows between 12 and 5. All right? You can also do it 6 and 7. It doesn't really matter, but I like to create a window when they go out. I add a tag, long-term nurture, and then I create an opportunity and I make them know that in the new lead pipeline, they are in the nurture sequence, and I hit save action. Then I have an SMS that goes out on one day. Notice why I said sending from 12 to 5, because if I send them from 12 to 5, that's non-disruptive and people don't mind getting a text message during their lunch period. And it also protects me from not breaking any SMS rules, which is you can't send them before and after hours. And those timelines, I'm usually in between if you're anywhere in the US. All right. Again, it has book a discovery call. Here's my products and services. And then in here, what you do is you come in here, you just copy and paste your nurture sequence. Super easy. Day 1, delivery magnet email. You already did that in the other one. Day 2, missed calls and no-show response. You can come in here and customize everything that you want to do in order for this to work. And then you come in here and literally just write the email specific to your business. It would be, hey, just a friendly reminder. We know you signed up for any of our lead magnets, or you probably have an appointment. We really want to make sure you're taking advantage of this, yada, yada, yada. Come in here, talk to your AI, get all these done. Once all these are done, there's about 5 in total. They get nurture is completed, because this way you know that they've gone through your nurture sequence already. Also, in this particular one, we don't have allow for reentry, which if you have this on, it allows people to come back in. This way, depending if you send them to one, if they download one lead magnet and another, and they've been through all this, then you're ready to rock and roll and you can keep on going. All right. So meaning they won't get the nurture sequence twice and people won't get mad, because people do get mad at that. New lead booked. Honestly, we have the appointment reminders, but if you wanted to also do where you're removing everybody out of everything and you send the confirmation reminders in here, you could totally do that. I tend not to use this one, but it's there for people that want very specialized leads coming off lead magnets or offers. Now, same thing with the no-show and cancel. So the no-show and cancel we already did with the appointment reminders. You can build these out very specifically. It's either no-show or canceled. The tags get added. They wait 1 minute. They get the first email, and it's all to remind them to go book. These two are probably two of my favorites. When you get on a call with somebody and all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, I'm not ready. Call me in like a couple days, or call me in a month from now or whatever else. Well, I'll call you 3 days later. And what you want to do is you set the pipeline, and then you do stage pipeline. Oh, select the pipeline. So weird. Why can't I come in here in pipeline? There we go. And it's the new lead pipeline, and the stage, okay, is going to be like not interested or lost lead or no show or anything else that you want to do. You can create a special one that's basically going to be 3 days out, 4 days out, follow up later. And then when you do that, you have follow-up emails that you can also write in here. Again, if you use that funnel bricks email and development one in here, this is exactly the way that you're going to have it directly in here. Okay. And you build it out directly in here. Oh, what happened here? It didn't build our lead magnet. All right. So that's all your leads. And the last one is same thing. You can create a long-term follower for 60 or 90 days later. And then finally, if they're not a fit, this one in here is going to be the same thing. Not a fit. I didn't even create it. Some people like to use it, some people don't. But basically in here, it's when pipeline stage changed, add filters in pipeline, new lead pipeline, add a filter again. And then it's going to be pipeline stage. And in pipeline stage, it's going to be not a fit. Here we do D&D. I like to set D&D. I don't want to talk to them anymore. If they're not a fit in the pipeline, they're usually a pretty good reason. And I put enable for all channels. And then what I do is I tag them, add a contact tag, and put like not a fit. Okay. And then publish, and you're set. And there you go. So that's the ones in here. All right. So that takes care of all your particular leads and coming in. But what if like somebody actually wants to purchase something? Like, what do you do? Well, if they want to purchase the services, remember, we are going to create 3 different products. Okay. And the products we're going to create are different services, right? I'm going to help you guys out with the pricing. First one is going to be package 1, web and automations. Okay. And I'm going to come over here, and this is going to be a one-time price, and it's going to be $1,500. Price it any which way you want. But if you're just starting out and you have no anybody, this is what you're going to do. And basically what you're going to do is you'll give them funnel bricks, and you're going to create a funnel design website using the AI funnel builder, just like I taught you. That's it. It's AI and automations. And in the AI and automations, there comes a few of them, right? That's the first package. Second package is, we'll call it package 2. This is going to be AI, voice, chat, and website automations. And this can range anywhere from 5,000 or from 3,000 to 5,000. You guys are starting out. I think a really good price is about 3,000. Okay. Hit save. And then package 3, if you even need a package 3, custom build. And that is, you start at 5,000 and you work your way up. All right. That's when people need a lot of customization. Okay. Boom. And I'm going to hit save. Now you have to, now that you created the products, we have to go to our new agency right here, and we have to create an order form page. But before we do, look at that. There is our AI lead magnet page. Awesome. Except we'll replace that form real quick, and we'll get back to that in a second. Okay. So we need to create an order page where people can go ahead and buy the products. And so, by the way, guys, this is what following, this is what it takes, but you can do this. And I'm showing you guys the different things, and I'm doing it in order. And by the way, if you get lost, you can watch this on slow-mo or watch the videos that we've already produced in the channel. There's got to be over 700 videos. And there's a whole Udemy course That's 20 bucks you can buy, or you join the $47 community. There's plenty of ways to learn this stuff in a very, very slow way. So you're going to come in here. We're going to add a new step. But what we're going to do is we're going to go to our chat over here. I'm going to say, all right, I'm offering 3 services and 3 packages. My first package is I'm creating a website plus automations, and that package starts at $1,500. I'm creating a second package, which is AI, and the AI is going to be basically AI voice, AI chat, review generation, and database reactivation using AI. And that also includes a website and those are going to be $3,500. And then I have a custom that has to be only by booked appointment. Can you create an order form page for me? Or can you create the copy for the order form page so I can build the order form page so people can buy? All right. And I'm going to hit enter. And again, because it's using the same memory, you're going to pretty much kill it. But this is, if you want to launch today, this is literally what I would do. All right. Page goal. Look, awesome. Come over here. I'm going to copy this, come back out of, let's go ahead and save the lead magnet. I'm going to come back out of this. I'm going to back out of this again. Go to Nuno Agency, going to add a new step. New step is going to be service order page /service. Okay. This is a legit for people to buy. Okay. When you click on the service order page, you're going to go to products and you're going to add the 3 products. Package 1. Okay. Add another one. Package 2. Hit save. Add another one. Package 3. Well, we're going to add it, but actually we're going to leave it in there for now. You know what? No, because we want them to call for package 3. So just going to hit delete. So now my products are added in here. I go to the overview. We're going to create from blank and then go to build. Inside of build, you're going to come in here and you're going to say, please create an order form page for people buying my services. Here is all the copy for the page. Okay. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to hit go. All right. And we're going to go back. Now, because I've already created products and it's building out the page, what I'm going to do is go to my automations, and I already have automations waiting for products. So we have the new lead automations. We have the SaaS purchase automations, and these can also be for regular purchase automations. When you main product fulfill, when they do order bumps, paid customer form or service, you see all this. These are already automations that I've already created that are main purchase automations. And then what you want to do here is you're going to go to pick either or. You're going to do main product automation. This is also SaaS, so we're going to leave it alone. We're actually going to do for the service. So what we're going to do is, this has got customer paid order form, invoice, and customer onboarding. Beautiful. We're going to use this one. And in here, your global product is going to be package 1. Okay. Then you're going to add a new trigger. Oops, sorry about that. Payment received. Add a filter. Select the product. Global product is. Select again. It's going to be package 2. We're going to change this one stating order submitted. We're going to say payment received. So we're going to change this one too to say payment received. Okay. Select your product is. Okay. So we have package 1 and package 2. The only other thing we want to do is add another filter, and it's going to be payment status because we want to make sure we get the money is successful. Success. Okay. So let's add that one more time. This is for anybody, for any product you want to receive money in. Okay. This is the automation to automate that whole entire process. All right. Now I have 2 payments received for 2 different products. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create what's called an if else statement. If else, branch here is going to be package 1. Okay. Select workflow trigger is payment received. I should have named it differently. I got to name them. Hold on. Come back over here. Change this to the name of the trigger to be package 1. So we know which one it is. This is a little bit on more of the advanced side, guys, but trust me, this will, if you watch it slow, you still get it. All right. And then this one is going to be package number 2. Hit save. So now they're coming in. And now you got if they go to package 1, they go down this path, and then we're going to add a branch. This is going to be package 2. And I'll tell you why this is important. You guys are going to love this, because this is where we're going to start getting into bots and all kinds of craziness. Workflow trigger is package number 2. They add a tag that they're now a customer. All of them are going to get this, but I'm going to create a secondary tag that's going to be package number 1. Add a new tag. Okay. Come in here, copy all actions from here, paste it here. This one is going to be customer package number 2. Okay. And now you have emails that can be customized based on the package that they bought. And these are going to be your onboarding emails. So on top of getting an onboarding emails, you can do a lot of really cool stuff here. Here, send a voicemail to your clients. And the way to record a voicemail, check this out. Go to online recorder, click on this. Hey, this is Nuno. I want to thank you so much for joining our program and becoming part of our Nuno agency family. I want to make sure that you get the best out of everything that we can do. So there's going to be some instructions that are going to come in an email. Please check your spam. When it comes in, there's a couple things you have to do. 1, you have to go through our onboarding. There's a couple things we're going to need from you. And 2, I want you to book your onboarding appointment right away. We're really looking forward to working with you. Please make sure you follow these things so we can get you up and running as fast as humanly possible. And we'll see you inside. One shot. Look at that. Hit save. Now you're going to come over here. You can add this attachment. And now you have a little voice recording that you can send to your clients upon them buying anything from you. How cool is that? Look. Boom. All right. We're going to take this one, copy the action, paste it in here. Now, if there is a form that they need to fill or do, you can include it in here, like your onboarding form in there. But I'm also going to teach you a trick that when people buy something from you, right on the thank you page, make sure that you go ahead and in the thank you page, it has a list of instructions of what to do next and a form for them to fill out so you can get them to do the onboarding form right then and there. It will save you so much time and money into this, which makes it absolutely amazing, right? So now this is choosing our package below. Beautiful. And it says buy our website builder, buy the AI growth system, or if you have thing, blah, blah, blah. Look, oh man, it even created a ticketer. What? This is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an order form that they can buy right here. So if they click this buy button, here's the cool thing about what I want to show you guys. You now can do multiple pop-ups. So if they hit choose a package, I think that just goes down to the order form or a pop-up. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the first pop-up settings, edit. There we go. And it's going to be one column, a little text that says, please choose your package below. All right. Click on the little plus sign and I'm going to drop an order form right here. Okay. One step order form. Click on the order form. Let's customize it. I don't need the shipping address. So actually I will leave the shipping address, but instead of saying shipping and your info, we're going to be your information. And this will upgrade and save. If I was doing little like bumps, I would do that, like order bumps or things to add to the value. But in this case, and I'm definitely going to need their company name because this is going to be business related. And I'm going to go ahead and hit save. But I do want to name that pop-up to the sales one because I'll show you what we're going to do. Go to pop-up settings, change this to order form. Okay. Hit save again. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay. And down below, we have the one. Well, we want all of this going to the pop-up. So we're going to click all our buttons, open pop-up, button, open pop-up, order form. Yep. Now, if this have a more complex setup, we want this one to go to another pop-up. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit our pop-up settings. We're going to create a new pop-up because this is so cool. You can now have multiple pop-ups, not just one. Click on pop-up settings. Name this one schedule a call. All right. Come in here. Click on this. Come in the headline. Oh, need a column. Column. Now add the text. Book your call below. Come in here at the little plus sign. And now we just add a calendar. So depending on which one they select, I can either do the calendar or I can do this. So if I come in here, select the calendar, this is going to be Noodles Ain't Your Intro. Boom. Hit save. Okay. But most importantly, we got to go back to the original pop-up, the order form one, and we got to click on the order form because we got to make sure it goes to the next step. Because the next step, I'm going to have the instructions on what to do in order for that to happen. So I'm going to go ahead and hit publish because we're ready to go on this one. Back out of this. And we are going to create another page. This is going to be onboarding. Thank you. Come in here, onboarding TY, create the funnel. Boom. Come in here. Oh, create from blank. Go back to our beautiful copy assistant that's been helping us throughout this whole thing. Hey, I need to create an onboarding thank you page for anybody that buys our services. One, they have to fill out an onboarding form. And two, they have to watch the video and they have to follow our instructions, which is they're going to get an email that's going to have a form that they need to fill out, or they can use the form here on this page. But more importantly, they have to make sure that they upload all their documents to the Google Drive that is going to be automatically sent to them. But they have to complete the form in order for all of this to fire. All right. And I'm going to have it basically come in here and I'll copy that again for you guys too and paste. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit go on this. And again, they paid for my services. I now have them in my world. Let me go ahead and update them as a client. So I'm going to come over here and we're going to go back to the automations. Remember, this is the automations that anytime they buy these services, whether it's an order form, an invoice, or a payment link, and I'm going to show you how you kind of like would do all three. But what you're going to do is you're going to click on that and people are automatically going to go. And depending on which way they pay, it doesn't matter because that's why we did payment receive. Whenever you receive a payment regarding any of those products that you created, this automation will launch. That's what a global product is. A global product is basically a product that can exist everywhere that you can go in and basically do other things with. And that's why it makes it so powerful, right? So we're coming in here and then we're just going to create our opportunities. So we're going to first find, remember, we always got to find first, find opportunity, select the field. It's going to be pipeline is new lead. All right. And if it finds the opportunity, we're going to just update. And this is all repetition. The more you do this, as you can see, the reason I'm fast at this is because I've done it a gazillion and one times. And you build these customizable for you. And then once you build once, your templates really do handle the rest. You're never doing this like the second time around unless you haven't built the template out. And the stage is going to be customer closed because we won the customer. And then we change the status to 1. Okay. And then here it's going to be great contact, great opportunity, and it's going to be the same thing. Pipeline stage is going to be closed, customer 1, and status is going to be 1. Okay. And that's it. Now, if somebody buys, you have this to ready to rock and roll. And then your onboarding sequence can be whatever you want it to be. Now, the way I do the onboarding sequence is the second they pay or they sign a contract, or you move them to 1 like we just did, you could do it off of that. You could do it off of when somebody moves to that pipeline stage, this thing can fire. And when you do, you come in here, you give them a tag of a customer, and then you send them the onboarding instructions in email. Or you come in here, you go to your thank you page after they sign up, and you have all the information in here. All right. And I'll say, create the thank you / onboarding page for our agency. Okay. When they buy. And we're going to create this one. All right. So then this automation, the way we have it is when the pipeline stage changes. So if we're in the pipeline and in here in the new pipeline, let's try that. In pipeline, come in here, new pipeline. And then we add a filter that they move to the pipeline stage of customer 1, hit save trigger, get a contact tag, email, and you're ready to rock and roll. Look at that. And in here, you're able to push this even forward because you're going to have this incredible onboarding experience that they can have. You can add another voicemail. Hey, congratulations, you just finished onboarding. This is what it feels like and so forth. And all of that goes on, right? And then you have, look, see, all the packages are listed. This is beautiful. Come in here. It's generating the thank you page. And honestly, like this is how you can start collect money. So if you come in here, all right, the automations are built out. You have when a customer wins and like you want to basically do the onboarding, you can go ahead and turn this on. All right. You publish all the ones that you've done. If you wanted to send a contract before the customer onboards, I make them pay. Now, if you wanted to send a contract first and then do the onboarding automation afterwards, what you could do is you can have it where once they sign the contract, which are these 2 optional ones at the bottom, they sign the contract, then they get sent an invoice. And after they pay the invoice, then they go to onboarding. So these will be reversed if you wanted to do that. And then all of that being said, this is highly customizable. Now, what's wild about this is, right, I've been showing you the way how to do this manually. And what we're going to spend the rest of the afternoon on is, okay, great. But we have all these AI features and advancements. Like, what are we doing in here? Now, a couple things that we're going to do is 1, I want to start getting into building the AI agents because now we're going to build the 2 AI agents for our agency. We have all the pages created in here. I think there are. I think we're also breaking AI. I mean, that could also be happening. And what we're going to do is we're going to start building the AI agents. We're going to have a special guest coming in at 4. You guys got to check this out. Oh, Omar, are you already here?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Guys, I got to show you this. We're going to take a little bit of break because I wanted to show you the software that I think is absolutely insanity. And just for you guys to actually see it, it's on all over all of our sites. And you see this incredibly nice person over here on the right-hand side. Anybody that's on my site and clicks on one of these things, I can immediately try to call this individual. And on my phone, are you guys ready for this? I'm going to put this on right here. Hold on. Can't log in, but you know what? I can just open it up here. And my friend Omar here is going to show you how wild this is. Now it's going to reverb back a little bit. So everybody don't freak out. And I'm going to just take out the QR code so you guys can see this. This is an app called Knock Knock. And if I hit call, it will automatically call in here and I could talk to my visitor directly in here. It connects to the AI. I want to speak to a human. Can I talk to somebody or live, please? And I don't know if you heard it, but in here, it's knocking. And then I have the ability of picking up the call and talking directly to my customer. Now, if I do it in here, it's going to blow up all my sound. So I'm not going to do it in here. But this is by far one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's just an app that we're using in pretty much like all of our businesses right now. And we're really getting a lot of really good results. because it allows us to basically talk to the individuals while they're on our website. Now you can do an audio call or a video call, and you can just do a chat. It starts with AI, and if it qualifies and somebody's either it's during working hours or somebody's on this, they can immediately go to the actual call. So it's by far one of the coolest apps I've seen in a very long time, and it works on there. Now, for anybody running a business, especially when you're starting out and you're trying to take advantage of every lead that's coming in from everywhere, this particular app is by far the coolest one.
Cool, that's awesome. All right, hello guys, Omar here from Knock Knock app, Auckland, New Zealand. I hope everyone is well, and thank you so much, Nuno. You have been amazing. So much information and the knowledge in the past 4 hours. It is just absolutely awesome. So here is the dashboard of Knock Knock app. So in there you can literally see when someone lands onto your website. You can see who the person is, what they're doing on your website, what page they are on, what section they are scrolling on. It gives you complete insight as soon as a visitor comes on your website. I can see there are so many of you guys are already jumping on the website right now. So you can see the screen real time live. Now what happens is when a visitor lands onto your website, there is an AI agent called Nox. And Nox's job is to really observe every single visitor as soon as they land on the website. It observes the user behavior. It looks for intent signals. And when the intent score goes high enough, what it does is it instantly reaches out to visitor in the form of either sending them a chat message or initiating them audio or video call, inviting them onto calls. And its job is to really engage all the visitors proactively. And when the visitor is engaged, it can either connect it with a real human or just AI runs automatically behind the scene. It can generate leads for you. It can book appointments for you. It can answer any questions for you on your behalf. The other part it does is it also has the ability to do inbound and outbound calls on the phone numbers as well. So in the agents, you can build multiple agents in there. You've got a chat agent, you've got a call agent, you've got auto connect agent, even an outbound call agent which works with GoHighLevel, and inbound agent which also works with GoHighLevel. So every lead, every conversation, every contact goes straight into your GoHighLevel. And one of the best thing in Knock Knock app, which you can't find in other similar AI conversations, is that whenever a call or chat is happening, you can hear that conversation in real time. Let's say if a user is speaking with AI, you can hear what the conversation is going on in real time in live. And if you want to actually jump in the call, you can jump in the middle of the call if you want to. Otherwise, you can let AI handle everything all by itself. And I mean, it really helps generate, I mean, our customers have reported that around 30%, 40%, even 50% more inquiries as well while you're speaking, or while if you install Knock Knock app on your website. So it's cool, amazing tool. It understands every single person's name, contact details. It syncs with your GoHighLevel pipeline. Let's say if I jump onto your website and I book an appointment with you, and if I come back on your website next morning, your AI agent will know who am I, and it will automatically say that, hey, Umar, how did your meeting go yesterday? Do you need any more information? And you will get a notification as well that Umar from your hot pipeline is back on the website. So this is how it works. Amazing tool. Thank you so much, Nuno.
Yeah, but a couple of things I just want to add. So first and foremost, if you guys want to try this and hear the voice quality and everything else, it's really, really good. Go ahead and try it. The second thing is you can white label this, meaning for anybody that wants to use this for their own agency and have an additional service that you guys want to sell, you will have the ability of selling this in white label. So if you're just starting out and you're thinking of services and what to do, honestly, this is by far one of the coolest things I've ever seen. We have it in all of our sites, and we are getting more leads and sales because our team, if they're on, they're talking to individuals that have simple questions that then in turn lead into sales. So as you guys are getting better and you start running traffic and you want to take advantage of all the traffic that's going into your site, and you want to see what people are actually doing and whether or not your site is even good, this is a complete no-brainer. And the fact that you can white label it, you sell 2 of these and you're already paying for what the app will cost you. So it's really like probably one of the coolest softwares I've seen in a long while. We're recommending to all of our clients. We're recommending to our mortgage clients, our real estate agencies, like all those people, like this is definitely it, because they drive a bunch of traffic over to their website and then they can't talk to those individuals. But now what you can do is you can literally, if they hit talk now, you can do it, or the chat, you can automatically do it. Like it automatically connects to a person. And then on top of it, it can be on your phone. So it automatically connects to your phone. And that's what's wild about it. So Why do this? The only reason I would do this for my own site versus voice AI is that this is more for the site. It's not for the phone number, right? So if somebody calls a phone number, you want voice AI. If somebody goes to your site though, and you have the ability of talking to them, it is like 1000% special. The other thing is not only can you like audio talk to them, you can video talk to them. And you want to talk about an easy close to a sale or a better close to a sale. Going on video is like no joke, ridiculous. It's stupid easy. And then installing this on any website, it's super easy the way you do it. Again, for anybody that's running traffic to sites and you want to take on sales calls and not get people to leave, and as long as they click that button, you're ready to rock and roll. So again, don't recommend anything that I don't use. You guys know me by now. So as you can see, it's all over my sites. If you go to my sites now, if somebody's working, they'll pick it up and go from there.
I just want to add one more thing here. Nuno. We have recently introduced entry-level packages for your audience, which is just $47 per month, just to start with. See how everyone likes it, if it adds the value in it, and then obviously later on they can upgrade it. And that same unified agent can be deployed for the phone numbers as well. So it's way more easier having a one unified agent helping people on the website, on the phone calls, on the chat, rather than having multiple agents working along the scene. So it's just $47 per month entry-level package. Give it a try, see how it goes, and we will be really happy to even personally onboard everyone and help answer any questions.
Awesome. All right. And I just wanted to come in here before we got into the actual AI conversation. I want to introduce you guys to this because, again, if you're a person that, has a lot of traffic generating to sites, or you're beginning and you don't want to take advantage of it, like every single lead that comes in, so you can talk to them, so you can see what's going on. This is like AI with humans. And I honestly think it's pretty awesome. Omar, they are asking, what's the price start at the white label?
So here are the prices here. Even for the white labeling as well, it starts at $150 per month for one package, one single account with a full white label solution. And there, this one. If you want to go for 3 sub accounts, that's about $275 for 3 sub accounts. Again, full white label. The app will run on your own subdomain name, or inside of GoHighLevel, or as a growth agency, up to 10 sub accounts for $575 and 15 sub accounts for $975. Anything over 15 sub accounts, it will cost you only about $65 each sub account. And the agencies are reselling it for between $299 to $499 per month each account.
Yeah, cool. All right, so they're asking, does it work in any language?
Oh, yes, it can. It can work in any language. So we use the same OpenAI API, OpenAI Anthropic Claude APIs integrated with 11 Labs. So it can run in any language that you like. We have got many customers in different parts of Europe, Romania, and Hungary, and they're using in their own languages. It works perfectly fine. So you can do the configuration in any language as you like.
Yeah, and Michelle, you're asking, Nuno is not taking calls though? No, I'm not, but my team is. So they get through that and they're answering calls now. And Omar just did a training for my team. They're the ones that are coming in and they're answering all my calls. So meaning if they come in here, they're the one answering. So
one of the good thing really is that you don't have to answer. AI is so good. You can only jump in if you want to. You can see the conversation happening. If you are available, you can jump in. There's one button, click on that button, jump in, and you're face to face with the customer. Otherwise, AI will just do all the job for you.
Cool. Well, thank you again, Omar, for coming on, and we appreciate you. And I think it's a massive game changer. The fact that you guys can resell this and you can sell it to your clients. If you guys are starting an AI agency, this is another add-on that can bring you another additional amount of annual revenue, or not annual, I'm saying monthly revenue or monthly recurring, on top of being able to do this for, and client support. Somebody asked, can you do this for client support? Absolutely. Because then you can talk to the client that goes onto the website and you can have a specific page just for service, and then that thing can come on. So again, very, very cool. If you guys want to see this live, we did a video on the YouTube channel that goes over it, and he's going to come back to do a further series because we're gonna build it out again in one of these agency sites just so you guys can see it. Very, very cool. Omar, thanks again, and wish me luck. I still got a couple more to go. Honestly, so much value, guys. Like, it's such good software. Their support is amazing. They do a lot of their own support. Absolutely love working with those guys, and I just think it's a really cool tool. I've never seen a tool like it. It's something that I always wanted, so it's something that I've done, and I honestly think it's pretty darn cool. All right, well, speaking of that, perfect segue. to us getting into AI. So we are going to go into AI, and that's what's pretty crazy, right? So yeah, it's so funny. Kenneth is saying it's funny how we kind of made full circle. Yeah, because now it's like AI with human, and that's going to be like the new flavor. But I think it's like jump on it while it's hot. So we're going to do two things next. I'm going to give you another set of AI tools to help you build these out. We're going to take a lot of the copy that we wrote to help write the bots, and then we're going to create our bots. And then I'm going to show you some really cool AI automations and how to build them so your AI agents start taking over the conversations versus you having to do them, right? So we're going to do two things. We are going to go over to the left-hand side, and we are going to go to our AI agents. And before you ask is like, would we use Knock Knock for voice AI? No, because voice AI is still basically phone calls. So if somebody's calling your number, you still need a voice AI agent to engage. And for outbound calling, if you are choosing to do that, you still need a voice AI agent to call out. And that's something that Knock Knock doesn't do. Knock Knock, what it's meant for is for people physically visiting your site. So it's two different things. And again, add-ons to what you have. Now, AI agents, we're going to build two. I am going to basically give you another two custom GTPs that I've been using for now going on 2 years, built by me and the wonderful and incredible good friend of mine, Michael Reamer. And we're basically going to build the voice AI agents for our business. So first one is going to be the chat AI widget. And the second one, we are going to do the voice AI chat. And we're probably going to have like a third day because I want to get into the sub account building because I think a lot of people, so that's why we're probably going to make it separate. So we're probably going to run the third day. I'll schedule it for you all so we can continue this madness in here. The first is definitely getting your agency up and running, which by now you already have. There's no reason to, at this point, we can collect payments. We have a website. We have a lead magnet. We have automations. We have, calendars. We have all that ability pretty much done. So this is insanity as far as like everything you need to get going. But now what we're going to do is we're going to add and this is our voice AI prompt. Okay. So those two that I added in here, I'm going to paste it. Okay. We're going to start with the voice AI prompt. So if you click on here and you start the prompt, it's going to ask you a series of questions to eliminate and reduce a little bit of time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give it all the copy for this that we've done so far and let it come up with all the information. So I'm going to go back to my other custom GTP. And what I'll do is, and this is kind of scary, I'm going to copy everything. Don't do this at home, folks. Come on, keep going. Copy. And what we are going to do is come in here. Let's see if it takes it. I'm going to provide you all the information. Don't ask me any questions. Write the prompt based on the information I'm going to share with you. It's quite a bit. Just let me know if you can write it. All right. And then I'm just going to paste. Beautiful. And you see the orders when I'm doing it. And I told you guys the other day, I said, I build everything out first, then I go in and build my voice AI agents, because then I have everything that I need for the prompts to make my bots really, really good. So that's kind of an understanding of you guys, like kind of understanding like what the process, right? And I do the same thing for my clients. We build everything out first, the funnels, the websites, the automations, the forms, the calendars. Then when that's all said and done, we take all that information, we feed it into the bot, and then we create the voice in the chat widget, because now it has all this tons of information in order to do that. So I'm going to come over here. Okay. Create the prompt. Cool. All right. And it's going to create the prompt based on that. And then I'm going to take the same thing I pasted, go to duplicate this page, do the same thing for the chat. So I'm going to go to the chat one because voice in the chat GPTs are different. So I want to make sure I'm using the chat for the chat and this one for this one. So I'm going to come over here, go to my chat, my chatty chat. Where is my chat? For all you people that have been here on so far, good for you. I can go all night, guys, but we won't be doing that. We'll be stopping probably at 5 and then we'll continue on with another session. I'm going to say, please create chatbot prompt based on all the information provided. Okay, boom. Look at that. It's already run the prompt. So now I'm going to go in. What's happening here? I'm going to go into our agency. I'm going to go to AI agents. Now you can use this cool thing here if it's your first time ever creating a voice agent. And now what I want to do though is I'm going to go to voice AI up here and I go to my agent lists. Now we have one already that's existing. I'm actually going to delete this one. Okay. Because we're going to create one from scratch. All right. And look, I just want to show you guys this. This is so cool. You can create your own agent by talking to it if it's your first time creating a voice agent. Isn't that cool? They added this. I don't want to use it because I want to use our own, but you can literally hit tap to talk and build your own agent only the first time when you get into a brand new account. So it's just pretty cool. Just know that this exists, but we're going to create ours from scratch. Now we're going to create a custom agent. So notice that I hit create from scratch. I'm going to hit create custom agent. I'm going to hit continue. Inside of here, we're going to name ours Molly. Agency name is Nuno Agency. We just want to make sure it's spelled correctly. My dyslexia is so bad. Holy smokes. Okay. We're going to have Jessica. I do like that voice, but by the way, pretty good, right? Advanced model is Turbo 2. That's pretty good. GTP 4.1 is a little bit better. But 4.0, they're saying if you want a more expensive one, but that's like 2 cents a minute, you can do mini at 0.006 cents. Honestly, the 4.0 is pretty good, but you have other ones. But just look at the cost. If you're just starting out, start it off as like the dumber one, and then later on, get a little bit more into it as you go through. But we're also, while we're here, we gave it the name of Molly, the business name. The language is English. You know, again, you have all these new languages now, or you could do multilingual. Now, to understand if it's multilingual, it's going to start with a conversation. And if you switch the language, it will not switch back. So just keep that in mind if you're building a multilingual bot. But for now, it's going to be English, and we're going to hit advanced. Inside advanced, the call time is going to be 15 minutes, 20 minutes max. I wouldn't go longer than that because people get stupid. People start asking the bot life questions and it just runs up your bills. So just keep that in mind because you're paying like usage charges and you're paying bot charges. Usage charges are text, email, and voice. Bot charges are whatever the bot charges are that you're getting charged by HighLevel if you don't have the unlimited plan. But also note that the AI Unlimited plan for AI is coming soon over the summer. It starts June 1st. I'll post that coupon when I get it, and it'll give you access to do the unlimited bot for a certain amount of months. So that's going to be coming soon. All right. Now, idle time frequency. This is how long the person stays quiet before, the bot asks, are you there? And you end the call after 15 seconds of silence. Again, depending on the audiences that you serve, if you're serving people that are really, like let's say older and have a really hard time hearing, you might want to increase that just a little bit to like maybe 20 seconds. So you might want to just go here. If they're not, then you could leave it for whatever you need. So again, it's really based on your audience archetype, the way you want to do that. Agent behavior, response speed, I always leave it at 1. Interruption sensitivity. Be careful with this too. If you make it too low, then the person just talks and it won't interrupt. If you make it too high, somebody like whistles in the back and the thing will go through. LLM temperature, it's lower yields, better function call results, meaning the bot will do what you tell it to do. More LLM temperature will make the bot kind of like be a little bit more expressive and a little bit more human. So just making sure that you guys fully understand the transition into all of that, right? Now, transitions and speeds, transition mode, accurate. This is honestly the only way I do it. Vocabulary specialization, medical, only if you're using medical, but you shouldn't be doing medical advice because you got to be really careful. The bots hallucinate, but general in there. And boosted keywords. These are going to be prioritize specific words during transcription for better recognition accuracy. So for instance, if somebody in this entire thing says agency, and you want that to be a trigger for the bot to start automatically collecting their name and email so you can book a call, you would want to put that in here. So we're going to put agency in here, and then that will be a word that it's going to be searching for, that if it hears it, it's going to have a little bit better in there. Now, pronunciation is basically for names like Nuno. Instead of Nanu, it says Nuno instead. And if you hit add entry, you can put in the pronunciation of exactly what it is for hard to read words. And then the voice settings, this is really cool. Voice speed, 1 is where I find it to be really good. Actually, I don't really change it. Voice temperature is the expressiveness again of like how much emotion it has. And then the voice volume is the level of the voice that you want. Again, depending on your audience size. We have people that sell medical services. This thing's like to 120 and the voice speed's like at 0.75. And the voice temperature is a little bit more expressive. So just understand it's more about audience, and you can go in here and you can modify these any which way you want. It really honestly doesn't matter. And then you can have dynamic voice speed, automatically adjust voice speed based on the user's speech rate. Now, this is kind of a newish kind of feature, but we're going to turn that on and hit confirm. So now you guys just became super advanced because we did the advanced stuff in here. All right. Now, hey, you have reached the Nuno agency. How can I help? Perfect intro. I don't need anything else. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. Now, agent goals. So there's 2 schools of thoughts here, and I welcome you to do whatever you'd like. Some people are using knowledge bases for complex and for things like an inventory of, let's say, houses. Make believe you're a real estate agent. You want the voice AI agent to know all about your houses. They're creating a Google CSV file, having all the prices, the houses listed, all the details, and they're using a knowledge base. Other people, like myself, believe that a knowledge base will make the bot slower and it will make the bot search and burn through more tokens based on it having to search the knowledge base. I will tell you that depending on what you do, you need to make sure that you are picking the avenue for you. If you have like multiple houses, or you're a car dealer and you're selling cars through here, or you're selling very specific services and each one has a list of the things that come with the service, and you want that ability, I would definitely create a knowledge base. If you're just an agency like I am and you have 3 services and you have a SaaS and people are going to have either setup questions or payment questions, then I would do that in just a prompt itself. The choice is 1000% yours. So just keep that in mind how you do that, right? So before we continue anything else in here, I'm going to go to switch to advanced mode because I want you guys doing it the way I do it. Okay. Now here we are going to change this prompt and we're going to use the one that we just created. All right. So this is the voice. I'm literally going to copy it, come back over here, paste, and it has everything about Nuno that I need. You see this? It's all written. It has literally everything that we need about our business. It's directly in here. That's how fast this was. That's simple, guys. I put it all in here. If I have a knowledge base or I want to create that knowledge base, I hit create and it's going to go to that page. Now, actions are things your bots can do, automations that it can trigger, transfers that they can make, things that you want the bot to do. I want my bot to book. So I have to give it the ability for it to book. So the first thing I'm going to do though is I go in an order. I'm first going to create the human handover, which is going to be agent transfer. Oh, that is not what I wanted. Agent transfer, update the contact field. Call transfer, sorry. Call transfer. And this is going to be talk to a human because customers will do that. And I'm going to just put a fake number for now, obviously, because we don't have a number. But I would put my real number or the agency number for it to go through there. When should this call take place? Now, here's the other part that I want to make sure you understand. Or, the word or is very important here. If you come in here, you're going to say a couple different ways. When a user wants to talk to a human, or when a human wants to talk to a manager, or when the person wants to talk to a human of any sort, or when a customer is showing, or when a person on the call is showing anger or is very upset and they want to talk to somebody right away. The reason why I give it a couple of scenarios is it's an AI. If we don't give it a lot of specifications, what will happen is it's going to guess. The last thing you want your bot to do is guess. Don't ever let your bot guess. Because if you let your bot guess, it's going ahead and it's going to try to do all these different things. And that's something that we just can't do. So that's what we want to make sure we do. And then here is, I'm going to say, please wait while I try to transfer your call to one of our employees. All right. And then, so let's just take this to a little bit of an understanding here. The call transfer is the action. The action name is talk to a human. That's what I'm deciding to do it. The phone number I want to transfer to would either be an office number or a human number. And then when should the call transfer take place is the scenarios in the call of where people are going to want to talk to the individual human. And then it asks me, what do you want to say before transferring the call? Please wait while I try to transfer your call to one of our employees. All right. And then here a whisper message with call summary on transfer. That means that when it dials me and I pick up and it says call from, and it gives me a little summary. So then I know what to expect on the other side of the call. So this is literally the first one I always create, because if you don't do this, obviously you're going to have some upset customers, because AI means it's going to probably hallucinate. It's going to have some bad interactions, and this way you avoid it. So that's first number one. That's the first action I create. And look, when I create an action, here you go. Now I'm going to hit new action. And then here, the next one I'm going to do is if I want to update certain custom fields that the bot is not updating, I will put it in here. But in this case, more important to me on this one is going to be appointment booking. Pick a calendar. Look at all the calendars we have. I'm going to do the intro calendar. Okay. Oh, no, I picked that. That was weird. Oh, it's the group. Okay. It's the group of calendars and it's picking up the group. Didn't know we could do that, but that's pretty cool that it did. All right. And I'm going to hit next. And then I'm going to just hit appointment management. Always open up everything. Email address, phone number. All right. Full name. And that's it. 3 days of offer ahead. This is basically how many days is it going to offer for appointments. Hey, it looks like I have 3, it looks like I have Monday at 5 o'clock, Tuesday at 6 o'clock, Friday at 1 o'clock, something like that, right? And the buffer in between slots is usually 3-hour gap in between the consecutive appointments. So that's the way it's going to try to do it. The second on the appointment management is I like for it to cancel and also reschedule appointments. It will look the person up by the phone number because the person obviously called in with that phone number. If not, it will ask questions to help get that. So this is the setup that you need to make sure you have on to ensure that the customer does all of this, right? So I have that also hooked up, right? Now, the other thing that I like to do though is if I'm going to be pushing book a calls, main call action, book a free strategy call with Nuno Agency, here's a little thing that I do to ensure that it always collects the name, the phone number, and the email. And what I do is primary goal is to get qualified owners on a call with Nuno Agency by helping them understand that they may be losing leads and everything else. This is amazing. I'm going to come over here, put 2 little hashtags. This is Nuno's thing, mandatory. Totally spelled that wrong, butchered it to no extent. Mandatory. And I'm going to put always collect full name or first name, comma, email, comma, phone number, especially before booking a call. And what I'll do is I'll take this and I'll add it like in 3 different places. I'll add it at the beginning because this is setting the personality. I'll add it somewhere in here. Okay. And then there's always additional info. It's got by the hashtags, part 2 intent. Okay. And I add it in a couple places because sometimes it will not ask those 3 questions. And out of everything, I need that information. All right. So I do that just as a precaution in order to do it. So I have talk to a human. I have the appointment setting where it's going to book all my appointments. And then if I wanted to create an automation, I could do that. If I wanted to transfer to another voice AI agent, because maybe this one's my qualifier, maybe the next agent is my sales agent, I could do that directly through an agent transfer. And the way you do this is you connect an agent and you select the agent that it has and when it does it. All right, you get the point. Very rarely do I do that with the call transfer on a voice, but you could in order to do that. And then right in here, we are going to have, well, we have it at the end. I actually have this one, trigger workflow when the call is completed. And I'm going to go ahead and I have one that I've already made that, well, unless you call me a liar. Oh, I'm a liar because it's not on. That's why I have to make it on. So I'll come back to this in a second. We'll turn this back on. All right. And then receive an email notification for call completion. Not all users, specific users. And then it's going to be Mary because I don't want to deal with it. All right. So this will all happen. Everything's ready to rock and roll. I'm going to hit next. And then the phone numbers, you would select the phone number that you have, or you would hit by new. And what's really cool is you enable the AI agent to work as a backup to the phone number in a number pool or in the regular phone number. Meaning if you have an agency phone number and then you buy another phone number directly for the AI, that's what I have, it will automatically send to that number if it happens to be a little bit busy. And then if you actually want, you could send in agent working hours for the agent. That means you can have this on your normal number from 9 to 5 and it dials you. And then the bot will only pick up from 5 p.m. all the way to 8 a.m. the following morning. And you could set that all up and have it all directly inside of here, right? And that's typically it. And you hit save. And now, congratulations, you have Molly the bot, and it's going to be basically taking on the channels. Now, again, it's not going to be live because we don't have a phone number, but you guys get it. If you want to enable onbound calls, you have to agree to additional terms. And then there's a whole process you have to do, which is self-identification. Plus, your form has to have that they're going to be receiving outbound calls. So people have to agree, and you have to have it noted that they're going to be receiving outbound calls in order for you to do outbound calls. So just always keeping that in mind in order to do it. So that is the AI agent, right? Now, what's really cool is I can create multiple AI agents. I can create one, I can create other. But now let's go to conversational AI because that is the other kind. Now, in agent lists, if you downloaded the ones we have, we create a bunch of different chat widgets. And I'll tell you the reason why. We have a booking chat widget for SMS. We have one that's the live chat widget that lives all of our sites. We have an AI database reactivation bot. We have an AI booking bot for Facebook only. And we have an AI booking bot for Instagram. Now, the reason we do this is because each one keeps it very, very isolated to the channel that it's using. And we have found that this creates better responses. And I'm going to show you how to activate all these. So just like before, here's your first one. This is going to be for your live chat. We've already created it. We did our voice AI prompt. And remember, while we were doing that, I went and created my chat AI prompt, right? And don't know why this thing could be. Hold on. It's not being smart. You're not following my directions and you did not give me a markdown file that I can copy and paste. Can you please correct that? So I decided to go rogue and not put it in a markdown file that we can easily copy. So that's annoying. So I needed to do that in order for us to build that. And then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. But here's the secret. Are you guys ready? This is going to blow your mind. Now, if you guys are paying attention, Scott, I know you're like tagging these. This is super important. In the voice AI agency and the voice AI snapshot, we now have optional AI where AI takes over the conversation. So if you come over to the left-hand side, and again, we'll go back to chat. I just need it in Markdown. Yep, beautiful. Okay. If I come into, let's say, paid ads, new Facebook lead, let's make believe I have a new Facebook lead coming in, TikTok or LinkedIn or any of that. And if anybody knows anything about ads require you to always answer incredibly fast. The more delay you have in answering the ads, the less likely you are to close it. Okay, that's number one. So this automation is anytime a TikTok form, which is a lead form from TikTok, is submitted, or a Facebook lead form is submitted, or a LinkedIn form is submitted. This is all ads. It asks what platform it's coming in, and then it creates the opportunity, which you guys just saw, right? Adds a tag. And then did the customer actually fill out an ad form? Because usually we have ad forms that people fill out, right? And the question we send immediately to the customer, and there's a reason for this, is I want AI to start engaging these leads. But in order for AI to engage these leads, I have to trigger a conversation. So the way that I trigger is in the automation, somebody fills out LinkedIn form, a Facebook lead form, or a TikTok form. It comes into the automation, and I immediately send out a text message saying, hey, John, did you just fill out an ad form for free dental whitening or whatever it is, or my free agency offer? And the reason I do this is one, I want to ensure that I get a quality leads, because if they did fill this out, this is going to be immediate. They're going to get the question. And what I'm going to do is the second that question goes out, if they respond and the condition is met, I can immediately have them come in here and send the SMS. If no conditions are met, this is like something went wrong, blah, blah, blah. But if they come in and they do answer it, where are you? Yeah. They answer yes, or yes, I did, or whatever else. It finds the opportunity. But look what happens, guys. In here, I turn my AI bot that does SMS. So now this person is activated and going into my bot. If they say no, I immediately, hey, our deepest apologies. Someone must have put the wrong information in the system. We're removing you now. Please excuse the bother. Do you guys get this? So I am creating AI automations for every new lead, not dependent on what lead source it's coming from. And what I'm doing in here is that the lead comes in from the source. I ask the lead source, like what lead source? It's either TikTok, Facebook, whatever. Then the second they come in, I ask them, hey, did you just fill out an ad and are you interested in the offer? If they respond, then I get them to start talking with the AI right away. And AI will get turned on and immediately turns on the conversation and they're ready to rock and roll. This is in the snapshot that you buy, the $97 snapshot. That should be worth like $1,000. So now the bot gets connected and it's rocking and rolling. Now, if they say no, it says, sorry for the bother, our apologies, here it is. And then we delete them as an opportunity because it's probably a junk opportunity. Now, if they time out, meaning 30 minutes pass, because that's what I have set up in this timer right here, and nobody answers and it times out, it waits one additional minute and it says, John, checking in again, did you fill out a form for a blah, blah, blah offer? And if they do, then it goes through the same bot automation. The goal of what I'm trying to do is I want the bot to immediately engage by text messaging, and the text messaging bot will start asking questions, getting them to book an appointment. And I'm not in this. All I got to do is show up for the appointment when they get there. So that's the first one. That's when somebody fills out a paid lead form. Now, let's go a little further, right? What if you have an offer page, you're not running ads, you're just kind of using local traffic, or you're doing the same, the same thing? So like before, when we built the automation out for our particular, client set where they just filled out a form, we gave them an email and a text message, this one is a little cooler. They fill out the local form. This one is just it's a normal form, like first name, last name, what are you interested in? Whatever. Very simple form. They come in here, we create an opportunity, we add a tag, and then we ask them the same question. John, did you fill out a form on our website for the dental cleaning? and we give them 30 minutes to respond. And again, same process. If they say yes, we update the opportunity, we turn on the SMS booking bot to get them booked right away. And now they're having a conversation back and forth without me being present. If they say no, we apologize. If they don't answer in 30 minutes, we ask them the question again. And now this thing rocks and roll. A contact form, Zello, it can be any form. It does not matter. It could literally be any form, and you can automate the crap out of this. And the best part of it is you're activating the bot, and the bot takes over the conversation. And now the two people are conversing. And that's it. But let's not stop there, right? What if I create a Facebook post and I say, anybody that comments the word agency, you're going to get this, this, and that. Well, I could do it with Facebook posts too. I come in here, I select the Facebook page. I make sure that it's a published post. I come in here and the post is, and I select the post directly in here. And then if it matches the word, it creates the opportunity, adds a tag, responds to the comment saying, thank you, check your DMs. So happy you are interested in our services. Are you ready to book a complimentary call with one of our specialists? If they say yes, guess where it goes? My Facebook AI bot that will now answer the questions and start booking. That's simple. I can do this for Instagram. I can do it for Facebook. And now I have this all automated and it's literally already all done for you. You have it all in there. And then the last one is a live chat. A live chat is when there's somebody's on your website and they're going back and forth and the reply channel is live chat. It just adds a tag and it updates the opportunity to let you know that somebody was in the live chat and you talk to them or the AI talked to them. All right. Again, 5 different ways. Facebook leads, TikToks, and LinkedIn, number one. Second one being your regular website on any form, whether it's an offer, whether it's a lead magnet, whether it's a about us form, a website form, it doesn't matter. The third, somebody's using live chat. The fourth and the fifth being Facebook and Instagram. I have the paid here. I have the form, which is organic here. And then I have the 2 Facebook posts and Instagram post comments organic in here. Pretty awesome. You know what I'm saying? So you have the ability of doing that. But I just showed you guys how to build it. It's not hard. I literally just showed you. You guys can watch this on slow-mo and build it yourself. But it's there. And this is what you want to leverage and use. Now, here is let's build a chat widget because now it's giving me the markdown file. Beautiful. I'm going to come over here and copy. Now that we have all the AI agents in here, remember I said I have one, I do the AI widgets, I do the conversation AIs, I do them all different. You know what I'm saying? So in the agent lists, I start with the live one first. So the live chat widget here, notice how it has an error. So I hit edit. I come in here, I set this as my primary bot. Live chatbot should always be it. The bot name is, and I'll just change it to be, or you could just leave it as live AI chatbot or whatever. It doesn't matter. Business name is Nuno Agency. Okay, just like that. And we're building that. I'm taking one of the ones that I've already built now, but it's like you were building it from scratch. You come in here and you're going to select only one channel, live chat. You're going to select Nuno's Agency, 2-second turnaround time, maximum amount of messages. I can care less. Could be like 50. Allow bot to respond to images and voice notes. Absolutely. Send bot to sleep when I send a manual message only. Reactivate bot after, we'll do like 1 hour. Okay. Response setting, enable response style settings. Now, select how detailed your AI responses should be. I put balanced, detailed. Is this way too much jargon? And it becomes really annoying. So don't recommend it, but just go from there. And then click on save. We go to bot training, which is the next thing right here. Now, again, a couple things that I want to make sure you know. It already has an existing knowledge base. Remember what I said about the knowledge base. Same holds true for this. First one is, if you have a knowledge base, it will slow down your bot if the knowledge base is massive. But if you feel you need it, then use it. If not, then put everything inside of your actual prompt. I'm actually going to delete this right here. And I'm going to go to bot goals, hit save. Okay. And in here, notice that it's broken into 3 different areas in here, right? I'm going to select OpenAI, GTP 4.1. That's fine. If I feel like I'm not getting the good results, I will switch this. All right. But 4.1 works pretty good. I'm going to come in here and the chat AI goes in sections. So, and we're probably going to get rate limited on this. This is going to be too big. So we're just going to have to tell it, hey, you got to slow it down a little bit. Personality, here we go. Do the personality part first. Okay. It's asking for things to fill in like phone numbers and all that. You would just do that. Or you already have it. I would come in here, Control A, Control V. Okay. Go for goals. That's going to be the next part. Intent and goals are the same, by the way. Intent and goals are the same. Okay. Keep going. Just want to make sure. Yep. Right here. All right. Go over to goal, Control A, Control V. Go to the next one. This is additional information. This is always the bigger one. Let's see if it takes it. I might have to shorten some of these because there is a limit on the chat one. For the Facebook one, it's always professional pages. You can't do anything on personal. And that's not a HighLevel thing. That's actually a Facebook thing. Facebook doesn't let you automate personal. So for any software, it doesn't matter which one. Let's see. All right. I went way over. So I'm going to say, hey, altogether, this needs to be below 2,800 characters. So I need you to redo this. Okay, because the chat is a little bit more limited. It doesn't let us take more words, so it's got to be a little bit less. So we just modify it. But same as before, guys. You come in here. I want this to take appointments, so I click on appointment booking. I select the calendar, Nuno's agency introduction calendar. I hit proceed. I can pause bots after booking, no. Trigger workflow after booking. We would select the workflow of like appointment complete if you wanted, right? Allow bot to cancel, allow bot to reschedule. I turn that on and then I hit save. Here, just like before, default transfer bot. We're going to come in here, new bot transfer, or actually cancel that. Transfer bot, default transfer bot. I don't know why that won't let me turn it on. That's weird. Transfer to human, and then you could transfer to another bot or transfer to another human. But this is bot transfer. I'm sorry. I meant human handover. Sorry about that. Human handover. That's what I thought. These are all, you would just enable them. You come into this one, enable it. Hit save. Go to the next one. Oh, it's assigned to a specific user. We're going to just give Mary the assignment. Come into the lack of information, enable scenario, select user. This is going to be for the human handoff. What's nice about the chat one is it automatically has it. All right. Hit save. Okay. And then you have it. Now, what's crazy about this is imagine, guys, that you now are working like a med spa and people are like losing their mind because they can't find the directions and you want to send a Google Map directions. Well, guess what I did? I'm just going to go ahead and save this spot right here. Oh, and we want to enable conversation summary, trigger send to a custom field. You can make it now a custom field called additional notes. Well, whatever you want. And you can receive an email with a summary of the AI transaction to a specific user. So every time this bot has a conversation, I would recommend doing this so you can see this thing is not bugging out on you. And it won't let me save because this is too big. All right. So just to kind of cut this short a little bit, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come over here for the additional information. I'm just going to delete it so this thing passes. And I'm just going to add something like this so we can save it. Okay. Because what I wanted to show you is imagine I wanted to trigger a workflow every time somebody said the word directions and it automatically sends direction. If I come in here in automations, I'll show you the automation that I built, but you can build it. This is so super easy. It's not even funny. Come in here. Oh, where are you? New lead automations. There's your voice, the transfers. If I wanted to send somebody physical directions, here are some of the ones that are already pre-created. So if somebody says directions in the voice or in the chat, I send them my Google Maps location and an email doing the same exact thing. I'm going to turn this on. If I have a physical location, if not, I leave it off. If my list of services are so massive that I can't use that particular, I got to just send them an email, I would create a site that has all my list of services or an email that I could send people to. So I'm going to turn that on. Okay. Then I'm going to come over here, speak to a human. We already did that, so we don't need to do that. And the AI transcription, if you want AI to transcribe and give you better summaries, this was before AI had the feature to do this. You click on it. When the note is added, this automatically will fire off. So, and it's just an AI description. We have ChatGPT give us a summary and it automatically adds that for you. Very easy to create. You can mess around, but honestly, they have these already. So you don't have to go ahead and create this. But if you want a different variation, you can do that. And then you're going to go back over to our AI agents, right? Conversational AI. And remember, I turned on directions and I turned on the other one. So I'm going to go back to my live chat, come in here, go to my bot training. Oh, bot goals, sorry. Come back over here, trigger a workflow. Going to call this directions. And I'm going to type in the word directions in here. And it will automatically trigger the directions workflow when user asks for directions or is lost and is trying to find our location or is trying to book an appointment but wants to know where we're located. All right. Hit save. Boom. Look at that. And if I want to create another one, I could create up to 5, if I'm not mistaken. Workflow number 2. I forgot what the other one was. The other one was list of services. So we're going to do list of services. Come in here, type in list of services. And then if I wanted to send like a link or a further breakdown in an email, when a customer wants our full list of services, or when a customer is interested in our services, or when a customer doesn't understand what our services are. And then I'm going to hit save. You see that? Now I created 2 transfers that can automatically happen. Now, what if I wanted to have an auto follow-up? If the contact stopped replying, I can turn all these on. And when a customer stops replying, I can do every 15 minutes. I could do in a day. I could do whenever I want. If the contact is busy, all of a sudden it just like, it shows as busy, or if the contact requested to follow up in a different time. I can enable these scenarios to automatically do this, and I can add additional follow-up. How cool is that, right? So you have that going in there. And then I can transfer this to yet another bot that I have that I've created. Now you're asking, where does the live chat bot go? Show you where. Go to sites, go to Nuno Agency, come in here, go to settings. In settings, go to the chat widget. Oh, we didn't make a chat widget. So guess what we have to do now? Chat widget. New, this is going to be the live chat one, not the Instagram. Notice you have an Instagram one, you have a Facebook one. We want the live chat one. Remember, this is only for business pages. Come in here, sticky, stayed, fixed page loader, appearances, that's fine. All this is good. Widget customization, if you want to replace the face. I like it at the bottom where it is. Chat window is fine. But the only thing I change in chat window is I enable the contact form, because just in case it forgets to ask the phone number or name, I'll get it there. And then if I have chat widget closed at any point in time, hours setup, if you want to set up business hours or when this thing shows up, you can. And then additional pop-ups, notification sound, and agency branding. You can turn your agency branding off. But again, super easy. Make it, hit save, come back out of here, go back to funnels or websites or whatever you built it on. I think we built it in funnels. Come in here, settings, go over to chat widget 1. Hit save, and boom, view page. I now have a live chat widget. Now, obviously, we have to be A2P and all that, but the live chat widget allows you to build it apparently without being A2P certified. So just keep that in mind. All right. So we have everything that we have in here in order to make this work. Now, if we go back to automations or to our AI agents, you remember I said that on the conversations, I like to make them all different for the different things. Remember I said I did Facebook. So Facebook, I turn this thing on, and the only difference for bot goals is I just say that this is an agent for Facebook. So I'll come back in here to my chatbot and I'll say, hey, I'm going to create one just for Facebook. So can you shorten this to be 2,800 words and make sure it's made for Facebook? So use of emojis and all that is okay on this one. And there you go. So once I do that, I come back in here to my agency and I change the bot prompt to be for only my Facebook booking. And in my automations, remember that one that we did? That was the one for the, where is it? AI automations in here. Oh, one more, sorry. New lead automations, Facebook organic. I would make sure that the bot I turn on here is my Facebook bot in here. So instead of using knock knock, you use the widget in GHL. No, I use knock knock on my websites. For voice, I use GHL. For Facebook, I use GHL. For pretty much everything else, I use GHL. The only thing I use knock knock for is for my website, because I want my salespeople to talk to those people live on their on the website. So that's what we do it in there. But good question. So here we go. All this is set in here. Now, other things you can do. Now, remember I told you that you can go ahead and build your SaaS directly in here. If you go to websites, you go to the agency snapshot, this is to sell your white label along with your services. We give you some solutions that are out there, but you honestly can build your own. You saw how fast and easy it was using the AI builder. But then what I decided to include was, well, hey, can I get AI to sell my SaaS? I'm like, absolutely. So if you come in here, you can get AI to do review requests after somebody's been in it long enough. Or my favorite one that we also have this for your regular client is make believe after a year, you collected a bunch of leads and some people have died out or whatever else. You want a database reactivate. Well, how cool would it be if we created a database reactivation bot that all you have to do is when you go to the automation, and remember, this is the agency one, the one on the personal one, the regular AI agent one, that's going to have this too, but just for customers. You're going to click on the database reactivation, shove your list of other people in here, and it drips 30 a day, waits until 12 to 7 p.m. to make contact, sends an initial, hey, this is Nuno from Nuno Agency. It's been a while since we've seen you. Love to have you back in. I have a nice little special offer I'd like to give you. It's going to be $10 off or $50 off your teeth whitening. Are you interested? Something like that, right? And if we do that and they respond positively, it automatically puts them into the bot that is a database reactivation bot that will get them to come back in, give them the offer, and book an appointment. So then in my AI agents, I have my conversational AI in my agent list, AI review generation, where it helps you generate reviews with your clients by talking to them. But then I also have an AI database reactivation. And what's really wild about this is you can go back in here and for the database reactivation, just come back here into the chat bots and say, okay, great. Now I need to create a bot that's going to help me with database reactivation. And then that's what you have in there. But all of that is really easy to do. Those are going to be the 4 services you're going to sell. And we literally covered all of them, right? So think about what we've done in the last 2 days. We created a complete agency site from absolute scratch. We bought domains. We created our Drive and Google Workspace systems. We then went in and we uploaded all the domains, both for the agency and both for the regular sub account. We went in there today. We built not one, but like 4 or 5 websites, a lead magnet site, one on AI Studio Builder, an onboarding services site, onboarding system. We did all of that in there. Then we went on and started turning all of our automations, first the vanilla, then we went and created not one, but 2 different agents, the voice AI agent and then the chat widgets that we have for every single, or the chat agents that we have for every single different form of communication. On top of that, I showed you some additional workflows to help you all out. You know, the onboarding workflow of how we welcome clients in, the voice memos to go out, the different AI agents and why we keep them separate, like one for Facebook, one for Instagram, and all of that. And all this compact into literally about a little less than 8 hours of literally starting a business from zero all the way to launch. And we're open. I mean, this thing is on. Automations are turned on. Voice agents would eventually be turned on once we get A2P, but my live agents would already be on. Then I introduced you to 2 tools. You know, we have white label suites to help you get leads. You have my sales scripts to help you get sales, to talk to people. You have my, what else? The Q&A that we had yesterday that we did. We now also have it in here as far as if you get into Claude Code, a little intro to Claude Code of building AI agents. We gave Knock Knock. We saw what Knock Knock was all about. Again, it's capitalized on all those people in there. And on top of that, I mean, we just went completely all freaking out in everything that we did, right? So the reason why I wanted to show you all this is, one, I wanted to show you that it is possible to basically create massive amounts of work, like with AI, with HighLevel being your only source, because what else would you need to really run your business other than running ads and getting yourself out there? And honestly, the only other thing that I would do is I would take the entire like language of our landing pages and all that, and I would say, hey, I want to send a post to all my friends and family, let them know of all the things that I can do, and let's create an introductory package that I can give them. And boom, there you are. So it's insanity, guys. And this is like what we do on a regular basis inside my community. Anybody that's part of anything that I do is, look, I love to give value because I want to see you guys successful, because everybody gets up in the morning for different reasons. Mine is like helping people be super successful, and more importantly, doing that. The Skool community is free. We have upgrades where you can get on calls, just like we did the Zoom call the other day. The Zoom calls are ridiculously helpful, so make sure you get that. On top of that, I have my very good friend, Matt. He's going to come on, and I'm going to talk to you. He's going to talk to you about a crazy offer in HL Pro Tools for $1. For $1. That would be ridiculous for you guys not to try out, at least trying out and see what it's all about. So I'm going to put him on, and like I'll let him go on, and I'm going to put it on, and I want you guys to understand everything that you're going to get. And Matt DeCino is one of my closest friends. He's also been with HL Pro Tools where I coach, and also at the same time, he runs HL Pro Tools, which if you guys are going to run your own white label, you're going to need a third-party service at some point. You don't have to get it right now, but if you guys want to try it out and just take a trial and understand everything that's in there, just like me, he offers a lot, and I mean a lot. And if you are planning on running your own white label, it's definitely one of those necessary things that you're going to eventually have to get. He's absolutely amazing. He's one of my closest friends, and honestly, probably one of the biggest mentors I've ever had, because he literally knows, he has access to 5,000 agencies. The amount of stuff he says out of his mouth of what's working and what's not is what you should be listening to. So please, please make sure that you guys are listening to the next videos and you're doing everything that he's telling you to do, because Matt is literally like the GOAT when it comes to this. Now, I've been using HL Pro Tools, my next guest is coming on, for over 4 years. They've been one of the best support systems. I've run multiple white labels that they've been part of. I've kind of been with them for a very long time. I'm actually a coach in their system because, again, this is how much I believe in their product, and most importantly, in the owners, that run the company. Now, the reason why this is important and why you need to watch, if you have any idea of trying to start your own white label, you're going to need the support to really have it in the back end. So for instance, most people, when they get a software, they're expecting 24/7 support, and you being a human being, you're just not going to be able to do that. This is where HighLevel comes in, and HL Pro Tools is the perfect solution for that, because HL Pro Tools provides 1, 24-hour support, 2, expert support on things that you need, and a whole bunch of other things that comes with having that particular membership. Now, again, I've been incredibly happy. I've been a happy customer for the last 4 years. They've been nothing but great in as far as the reviews that they give to my customers and the access that I get to Matt and some of the coaches that are available within the HL Pro Tools is pretty crazy. So without further ado, I'd rather stop talking about it. I want to introduce Matt DeCino, like Casino, how he taught me. But basically, Matt is not only a really good friend, he's been a mentor to me. He's helped me create my own white label. He's helped me build businesses and just been an overall great coach and a great friend and mentor. But most importantly than anything else, he's mentored thousands of people and thousands of agency owners that honestly have built white label systems, just regular agencies, and that just need the extra support. And honestly, this is the part where you need to understand that you are about to get somebody who has experiences not with one agency owner, but thousands of agency owners. And what he's going to do is not only give us advice on the shortcut, but talk about HL Pro Tools and why it's such a vital part of anybody that's thinking of running a white label. So Matt, without further ado, man, I hope that was a good enough intro. But if you can, one, tell us about what HL Pro Tools is all about, why you decided to build HL Pro Tools, why you believe the white label people or even agency owners really need something of that support, and kind of go into the details of everything that you offer. Because I know I always yell at you a little bit because I'm like, I don't think people know what they get when they get HL Pro Tools until they're actually in it. And even when they're in it, we always have to constantly remind them, did you know you have this tool and that tool and this support and that support? So can you give us a little rundown and breakdown of what that is?
Yeah, I love it. So much to unpack there. But the short little headline I've been saying for at least a year now is we've helped over 5,000 high levelers generate over $100 million in the high level ecosystem that is tracked. The crazy thing is that 5,000 number is actually closer to 10,000 at this point as high level keeps on growing, more folks come into our ecosystem. And it was not originally a genius play. It was a little bit of right time, right place. And then it was a crisis pivot. So we came into high level. I guess I came into high level like week 3 of them existing. Literally, you can go back into the high level group and look at members. If you click on me, to be like member of the group since January 7th, 2019. Group started like December 18th, 2018.
That's insane.
Literally, there was less than 200 folks when I joined the group. And it was referred to me by somebody because they saw what we were trying to do. And they're like, I think they did what you're trying to do. And they let you white label it for a couple $100 a month. And so this was the original vision for me, was to white label a software. We were operating as an agency. I had kind of experienced the fleeting loyalty of businesses where they'll stay with the tools for a very long time and they will rotate through service providers. And I'd even experienced some of the strain of being an affiliate where you think, hey, I connect someone to the software, I'm going to get that payday forever, and they can kick you out for whatever reason. And so I was decided I needed to own the brand. I wanted to own the relationship, and I wanted to connect businesses to a really valuable tool. And that was way before, there was like 10,000 feature releases ago. And that's what we did. White labeled high level. The first year we did it, we won a 2 Comma Club award in ClickFunnels selling high level. High level didn't have a funnel builder. And so all of our funnels, like our whole existence was on ClickFunnels. It was pretty funny. But yeah, since then they've become just a powerhouse of like an AI operating system for a business. And yeah, the pivot for us was COVID. I was primarily serving California-based businesses. There's actually one tip that I see as a common trend for many folks that get real traction is they don't shoot too wide to start. They serve the folks that are closest to them, either relationally or geographically. Another good person who I think it was about 4 years ago, same time Nuno came in, Clay Lawrence now, he's become a top affiliate, does trainings all over high level. And I love it because you go back and he ran with the system that I was teaching until about 22, 23 as the little sliver of value we deliver up front. But I did an interview with him and he was like, hey, the first, I think 50 to 80 businesses that he got, they were just nearby. They were just businesses in his area. Even if he didn't meet with them at Starbucks, he could meet with them at Starbucks. And so same thing for me. When I started the agency, it was just easier when you don't have a reputation, when no one trusts you, compete on geography. They'll trust you just because they feel like, well, I can meet with you in person.
Yeah, you're like right down the road or you're in the area.
Yeah,
So
you're
it
in
becomes
the
a
area.
face to it.
You just compete on the trust that's sort of like neighborly. Just trust you because you're close by. But that's how we started. California got hit by COVID in ridiculous ways. And so the businesses were literally not allowed to operate. And so it was a steep swing. I was in the hole hundreds of thousands of dollars because we had a risky model where I was owning the ad spend, the team, the whole client acquisition strategy. And I was doing net 30 or net 60 terms where I would generate the money and then I'd invoice them 2 months later. So you can imagine my invoices in April for service delivered in February didn't quite resonate, even though I was literally like, I'm charging you less than the money that I put in your pocket, but they were not willing to pay. So in that crisis mode, I remember the mantra was like, money doesn't disappear, it just shifts. And so I just had to believe people in different states, in different niches, different industries, like some industries were going to be in pain and some were going to be thriving. And lo and behold, mortgage was popping off, like outdoor experiences, other states. Like COVID was great because you couldn't vacation. So what happened? All the money stayed at home. People were redoing their yards. They were doing home service. It was just out the wazoo. And people were refinancing. Real estate was still booming. All this sort of stuff was happening. And so that was the birth of HL Pro Tools. It was like we had this little team that was doing this function for us. It's just that our sliver of the market, a few hundred customers were struggling out here in California. That was the breakdown. But today, HL Pro Tools exists and truly are like my North Stars. I want us to be the most powerful partner for the HighLevel ecosystem, hands down, bar none, the most powerful partner. There's 3 ways that we do that. There's tools. We're building stuff all the time to try and make it easier to support you, to make it easier for the activation, the onboarding process, A2P, whatever it is. We're just building stuff to make your life easier. There's training. We bring in fabulous folks like Nuno, folks that which easily charge hundreds of dollars. If you're like, hey, I want to hop on Zoom with you, they'd be like, sure, here's the link, pay me a few $100. And they show up. And Nuno, you'd say like, these are small, low attended calls because so many folks are just doing it. So you hop on a Zoom call with Nuno and there's like 3 other people there and ask him whatever, get into whatever. What are the specific challenges you're dealing with in that moment? That's how I've grown, how I would prescribe growth for someone else. If you want to be great at a sport, at whatever, try to get personalized coaching. If you can afford one-on-one, or next best thing is small group. And so that's what we do. On the training side of it, we try to document everything I'm doing. We host events for that. I just release things into the membership area there. Whatever I see that's working, I'm just like turning around and saying, dear community, this is what's working right now for me. Hopefully this serves you and helps you continue to grow. And the last piece of it is the team. That's what Nuno is leading, hinting at is truly, we have a huge team, hundreds of folks to run 24/7, to be there as like an on-demand resource, for your clients, for you. If they got a question at 3 a.m, we're there. We're there helping them. And there's kind of 3 ways that we help on the team side of it. There's support, which is kind of like a done with you, answer the questions, kind of build over your shoulder kind of thing, tell you, here's the latest update. Hey, you didn't know it, but now you can resize the window inside of the workflow editor, whatever it is. We're just staying up to date with all those little things. There's activations. This is like helping your customers get set up. We do the setup. We do one-on-one Zoom calls. We're literally there like being the welcome committee for them, helping them navigate all sorts of things like DNS records and A2P. And the last piece of it is projects done for you. So we kind of become like a fractional VA team. This is a more recent thing. This is in the last year. And so now you can resell us direct to your folks. And this is probably that second tip that I've seen for folks that have traction. There's kind of like one of 2 paths that really works. They have a very well-defined process, like a strategy, and they're saying, hey, go do it this way. And so everyone is going and doing it this way. This is kind of snapshots is the idea. You build out your method and you say, use my method. The other is really tools plus team in some capacity. I see people get traction this way is they're like, hey, the tool is great, but it turns out as a business owner, you don't even care what the tool is. You just care that it works. And so I've seen people insulate that either by doing it themselves, where they're like, hey, I'm going to sort of like, here's the software. This is how we started earlier on. That's what we were doing. We had agency fee over here and we had software fee over here. And both of them work really well together. Tools plus team.
Yeah, I've been running it for years. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
And it works really well. And now we actually can do that on your behalf. If you want to white label our team, so you can literally say, hey, dear customer, here's 10 hours, however you want to use us. You want us to do graphic design, write emails, build a funnel, whatever you need. There you go. You got a bucket of time. They'll hop on a Zoom call with you. They'll take direction, they'll take vision, and they'll go and just execute and build it. And then obviously it's being built in a very powerful, robust tool. So, as far as where you're going to build, you may as well build on something that's lasting, that's leading, that's doing all the things that HighLevel is doing to be very robust and advanced and flexible and just so capable in terms of what you want from a tool side of it. And so those are kind of like the 3x3 breakdown. What are we doing? We got tools tools, training, and team. And then how's the team breakdown there? We've got support, we've got activations if we're helping folks get started in the software, and then we've got projects, is what we call it, like truly done for you, delegate and be done with it. And so Nuno's got up the screen. If you want, this is not like a public offer, so this is because you're hanging out and Nuno's just a rock star legend. You can try us out for $1.
That's awesome. Thank you again, Matt, for that. I'm pretty sure people here are really going to appreciate that.
Yeah. The first Zoom call you hop on, I'm already losing money. So, but for Nuno's sake, I'm willing to lose money. You want to hop on, literally, because we have a, client success manager. So you're going to come in, you're going to activate all this stuff, hop on your first call, and you'll know, kudos to Nuno. Really, it's like Nuno's fronting the cost. I'm actually fronting the cost, but Nuno's goodwill has paved the way to make it so I know if folks are in Nuno's ecosystem, you're probably a good fit. And we would love you to be our next phenomenal case study of success. And like I said, our goal, vision, the why I wake up every morning, drill it onto the team is we will be the most powerful partner in the high-level ecosystem there is. And we've been doing it, like I said, from the beginning, and we're here for the next, decade plus.
So I have a lot to unpack here, and I just want to make sure everybody understands the value. So for anybody that's been listening, you're trying to capture all this. So again, provides 3 services: support for your white label as you keep getting clients. So make believe out of 10 clients, 12 clients, 15 clients, it's going to be really hard for you to manage the technical support in that. Again, Matt provides that with that support first channel. Secondly, has an agency owner and has a person that's running a white label. You heard a little piece of gold here that I've been kind of preaching throughout this whole Build-a-Thon, which is I run 2 models. I have an agency that builds things out, and the people that come into my agency for the build out pay my white label fee, and they come into my white label of HighLevel. Perfect marriage. If they decide, or once the project is done, they live on my white label and I can forever support them. But I don't support them by myself because I am not available 24/7. Nuno's out building content, doing these wonderful things with you guys like I am today. I let Matt's team handle all my requests. That's the support side. The other part that I really want to make sure, I don't think you guys are getting the value because again, I think Matt always underrepresents this. The amount of support calls that they're in here. I am one of several coaches. There are multiple calls that go on through the day that you can jump on. They're usually hour-long calls, and there are a variety of different topics. And every now and again, you'll be fortunate enough to not only have a person like Matt who's running multiple businesses, successful multiple businesses, spoken to and has helped over now 10,000 agency owners. A minute with him is worth thousands. And the fact that you might have even a little bit of exposure to Matt is already paying for its weight in gold. So that provides that support. On top of that, there is a membership area inside of HL Pro Tools, which I always have to remind people that come into the group, have you checked out the awesome membership area? There are snapshots, some of like the ones you saw spelled out to, over the week. There are like little scripts that you can add to code. There are onboarding documents. There are multiple snapshots you can buy. The amount of stuff that's in there is ludicrous. It's like I couldn't even begin to list it because there's like so much stuff is accumulated in there, and it's like numbered so you have it in the filter of importance, right? And I don't know if you caught on. So teams support, like that we were just talking about, and then he provides the teams for anybody that's in the agency and you're expanding in an exponential way and you're having a hard time getting things done for you or your clients. Matt's saying that he can help you provide the teams. Now we have a similar offer with architects. Now you have a secondary offer. Whether you get business to Matt or myself, they come from the same pool of wonderful people that are either educated by myself, Matt, or other individuals that know the system for the last 4 to 5 years. And I can guarantee you nobody knows it better than we do, because we've lived through every up and down, to every release, to model, to breakdown and everything else. So you're getting that access. And then you throw in the massive kicker that he just dropped right now, which I wasn't even aware of, a $1 trial. I can guarantee you, and I mean this with the bottom of like every part of my wallet and everything else, that $1 trial will pay for itself literally within minutes of being within the first.
Come in and download the snapshots and then leave.
And you already won. You already won. But stick around to attend some of the calls. Stick around to dive into further things that are inside the actual membership area Stick around to just listening to Matt. Matt has been, I would say, for the last 4 years, an incredibly big part of my success. I owe it to a few coaches. Matt has served in that capacity. A lot of the success I've seen were because of the systems that Matt's taught me, the kind of realization of what I was worth. I mean, the list goes on. And honestly, I'm incredibly grateful but that's also because I stood the time and I've invested in HL Pro Tools, in Matt's coaching, in going to his programs, and anything that honestly Matt has to offer. And Matt's the type of person that if he says it's a good deal right at the beginning, I've learned to take him up right away on that offer, because now I know that that deal will come up again and it'll be twice the amount of money.
It only gets worse. It's true. This is part
it only gets worse. That's absolutely right.
Marketing is the integrity is my deals only get worse. And I feel like that's just part of respecting the folks that are here, that are early, that are willing to take, to be a fast mover. And this is the kind of stuff that, shout out to Nuno, is ideas are worthless. Execution is everything. Even that, you could run with that nugget. You're trying to get new customers. You're trying to white label. Your first folks, your early adopters, give them the best deal possible.
Right at the beginning.
Right at the beginning. Go ridiculous. I'm telling you, why am I willing to lose money for everybody here in Nuno's community? Because, there's two things. One, we've done it long enough that I know that the value is there. So now I can afford to just lose money. 1,000 you could sign up and I will fulfill on all of you. It'll be a phenomenal experience there. It'll be worthwhile because Nuno would stop telling everybody about it if you all came back and said, Nuno, that was horrible, right? So there's one piece of, volume negates luck. We just do it so many times. I know it's going to be a great experience. But the second thing is, I know the value's there. Our whole system is designed. If we can help you make money, you will continue to pay us. If we can't help you make money, what's the point?
And everybody loses out. You lose out, I lose out. Meaning you're not giving me any of your money. I can guarantee you that. A lot of that is supporting what we believe is the quickest path to success. We are behind HighLevel and the capacity that Matt and I are in, because we really do believe it's one of the best tools out there. Even with all the vibe coding stuff and everything else, this is the best companion app that you can ever imagine that does so much and keeps up. And it's the only really good app that listens to its users at an exponential level that I can't yet to explain. But while I have Matt, I am going to steal his genius because I have him for another good amount of minutes. And again, you are talking to an individual that's helped launch very successful white labels, the top white labels, the people with thousands upon thousands of members. And again, I don't recommend anybody that's been on my channel unless I use it. And talk about one system that I used for the last 4 years. This is insane. So one thing, and you already dropped the nugget. Hopefully you guys are tuned in to actually listen to that. One nugget is, one, you have two services that you're offering now. One, your white label for anybody that buys your services. And we went on how to build inside of HighLevel, how to create your agency, how to build a sub account for any kind of work. I gave you snapshots, or at least you were smart enough to buy the snapshots at the deal that they were in. And now you have everything you need to literally go out and run this business. For any part-timers, the people like me, I was in the corporate world for 25 years. I ran an agency on the side. Matt lived through it. You don't know how many conversations there were in 4 years to break me out of my corporate. He was the dude that helped me break out of that. And the guy that I literally, the day before I resigned, the day after I resigned, and the week after I resigned, that was talking me out of a ledge because I was so afraid of going into the entrepreneurial space. But I will tell you that I did it in a way that I had so much support. So by the time I left, I didn't feel any kind of income loss. And for anybody trying to do this on the side, have a normal career, I want you to listen to the next couple of things. So first golden nugget that he dropped, and I'm hoping he drops 3 more because I'm going to push him to. The first one was, you now have 2 businesses. You have a white label CRM at whatever capacity, the $297 plan, the $97 plan, which you get 3 free accounts, buy 1, sell 2, you now paid for your commission and then some. Common sense. The $297, unlimited sub accounts, and it doesn't have the SaaS, but guess what HL Pro Tools has? HL Pro Tools has one of the best tools that I've used for years prior to moving to the $497 plan that allows you to get the same kind of features without paying the $497. Again, it's a tool that's solely for HL Pro Tools, still works after 4 years. It's amazing. And then you got the $497 plan that, again, you can just go into the white label. But now we have an audience of the guy who's helped launch a lot of these. So Matt, separating the 2 services, love it. We also had a little hidden golden nugget of go local first. Now, what's the advice for the absolute beginner, the part-timer of, I want to create my own white label? What would you say is the number one thing that they have to do first? Secondly, what would be, based on your experience, the people that have grown these things to thousands of members, what did they do differently that everybody else fails to do? And then last question is, for anybody I can't afford HL Pro Tools right now, I'm not big enough, what's that advice? So those 3 questions in whatever order you want to answer them.
This is fair. I love it. I'm gonna go in reverse order here, because if you cannot afford $1, my advice is go to your neighbor and say, I will mow your lawn for $1, and they'll give you the buck. There's no reason you can't afford $1. if you're choosing not to afford $1, I mean, go back to we already said it, is ideas are worthless. Execution is everything. And if you're here saying, I'm going to spend more time thinking about it, the harsh reality is you're probably going to be stuck right there. Something's going to break that will cause you to finally realize that it was worth it to try and make a mistake or underperform than to wait and prepare for fear of failure. So don't take that too harshly. I've been there. I understand that. Like I started in 2012. I give credit to the business in 2012 because that's when I incorporated. Started, before that. But so 2012, that means there was 8 years. I mean, this is kind of crazy. 8 years before I did $1 million funnel, 8 years before I started publishing consistently online. And a lot of folks are like, oh, it feels like an overnight success. How'd you do this? It's like, I was slow. I was absolutely slow. So I know that space. And for me, you want to know what clicked at the 8-year mark there is I became a father. All of a sudden, I got over my own laziness, my own selfishness. There were all the things that I knew I should have done. And I let my own fear of underperformance stop me from paying the $1, trying it out, going all in. So if that's you, no judgment from my side. Just acknowledge it, recognize it. That's why I think becoming a father was the best thing that could have ever happened for my life and my business.
It's like a deeper purpose other than you.
All of a sudden, all the things that I knew I should have done that I wouldn't do for my kids, I don't care. Look like a fool, be ridiculous, fail 1,000 times. All of a sudden it clicked for me. So there's your $1. What do the people with thousands of accounts do that others don't? They publish consistently. They realize that it is marketing, successful businesses, it's an imbalance of supply and demand. It's hard to fully click here, but just think about it. If 2 people want it and you only have 1, you could sell it for $1 million. Happens all the time in real estate, right? And so if you're struggling with sales, just focus on increasing the amount of folks that would demand it, that want it. It's usually top of funnel. It's usually publishing, right? How many folks right now have said like, hey, one-on-one Zoom call, one-on-one in person with Nuno, hanging out, eating and chit chat, whatever in business, and be like, I could bid it probably up to thousands of dollars. Nuno's like,
so let me ask you a question. Let me go a little deeper on that because people are terrified of this publishing idea, right?
Yeah.
I work a corporate job. I don't want people in my corporate seeing my face. I'm super nervous about it. What do I publish? I don't understand. Like, what can I do that's, that does it? So shy of being on camera, that's the first thing, the whole publishing. I work another job. I don't want people to know that I exist, which, I definitely had that issue. I totally had that issue. I not had a choice, meaning literally if they saw my face, I could have gotten fired. And third is I don't know what to publish. And what does publishing mean? So can we go a little deeper into that? Because I think that's
for sure. As a point of story here, I guess, when I started, I was terrified to put my face on camera. I opened a private Facebook group with 1 person in it, just me. And I went live to that group with just me in it. I'm actually really bummed because Facebook deleted all of the live
the 30-day market.
I would have pulled they just would have been absolute gems. So I understand that feeling of like, I don't want to put my face out there. I don't like how I sound on camera. I don't like how I look on camera. I don't have the right equipment, blah, 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 whatever else it is. I think you just got to find that why that pushes you to do uncomfortable things because you realize your growth is always on the other side of the work that you've been avoiding. Just almost always. That's the reality. Your goals, the things you hope to achieve, it's right there on the other side of all the stuff that you said, maybe tomorrow, maybe some other day. I just don't want to do that. So most of the time we already know what we need to do. We're just not doing it. And what helps for me is to realign to that why. So maybe do a little bit of deep work understanding the why, and then you'll find the motivation to do it. Or it's not even motivation, because I will say this, is action precedes motivation. Initially, you don't want to do it. You literally just do it. And this is like I'm working with my kids, is how do we cultivate the skill to do stuff we don't want to do? Successful human beings have the skill of doing stuff we don't want to do. Most of us, especially if you're like me, you're born in the 1900s, we were forced into the skill of doing stuff we didn't want to do for fear of spoon or belt or whatever else.
That's absolutely right. I had a discussion with my son. You've never felt a wooden spoon. Trust me. That's like your new motivation.
And so, it doesn't have to be so dramatic, but what kind of person do you want to be? And for me, actually, it comes back to that. It's like, I want to be a great coach for my kids. And that means even today, when there are so many things that I don't have to do, I could outsource so much of the uncomfortable parts of life. And I still do stuff that I don't want to do because I actually think that's a meaningful skill. It's a character trait that I think I want my kids to have. And I think it continues to serve us because at every level, there's that gap. where you want to go. The gap between where you are and where you want to go is the work you don't want to do. So we just got to it's like a muscle, start working it in little ways and get a little stronger at it. I think accountability works. I think a community is great for that. Put you in a spot where I'm big on positive peer pressure. I positive peer pressure people all the time because I'm like, there's tons of negative peer pressure. Why not get some positive peer pressure? It's not going to happen any other way. So put yourself in a place where you feel pressured to do the stuff that you don't want to do, but you know needs to happen to accomplish the goals that you want to accomplish. And when we say publishing, it literally is just like having a voice somewhere on the internet. Yeah, I mean, if you want to go around and walk to people in a mall and just talk with people in a mall, that could accomplish the same thing. You could go door to door. It's a form of it's not quite publishing because it's not permanent there, or it's not no one else can watch it, but it's a one-to-one skill. I say, people, if you go door to door and just handle that rejection day after day, face to face, guess what? The idea of publishing online and handling silent rejection, no one liked my video, no one, whatever, they scrolled past, it'll feel like child's play to you. But that's the idea. Publishing is putting your message out there, because one of the main limiters are, for most businesses, you don't have customers because people don't even know you exist. They're not saying they don't want to pay you money. They're saying they didn't even know you could be paid money. You're not even a contender. You're not a bad option. You're not even an option. And back to the original question, what do people with thousands of accounts do? They publish. I mean, either they get a Facebook ad and they run ads, just published, forced production. They're like, no, they're showing up on YouTube. They're doing it. They're posting on Facebook. They're posting wherever. It kind of doesn't matter where you are, because people listen to podcasts. People watch YouTube. People who, whatever, scroll Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So publishing is putting your message
and I just kind of want, I want to wrap this up so just so people can understand it. So really quick, church groups, for anybody that's religious, local community groups, if you want to be secretive about it and you want your corporate world to know, this is the way I did it. Going to the door, this is the way I did it after hours. I would stop my job and I would literally walk the streets. I know that sounds horrific, but that's literally what I did. And then you just find small communities where you can go live or share a video of you doing something that like creating a website, all the stuff that I showed you in the last 2 days. If you just showcase the talent that you have and you show it to people, the people in your inner circle that are first starting to get a hold of this new world of entrepreneurship or starting a business, and everybody that I ever talked to always has dreams of starting a business if they're in the corporate world. So just understand that kind of concept and the kind of audience you can build there. And then more importantly, for anybody that's already in this entrepreneurial space, I know everybody's terrified, do faceless videos. Just do a video of you building a website or some secret you found. It doesn't honestly matter. So publish. And we also learned again that we just want to make sure that ourselves are out there and start small. You don't have to start big. So we got 2 out of the way. What other one? And then we'll wrap it up.
For the newbies. So I told you I go in reverse order. So the tip for the brand new person is the skill you got to focus on is sales. It seems really uncomfortable, but the difference between a expensive hobby and a business is sales. And so right now you've invested some, which is great. Pick any other business you want to start, you got to invest something, right? Doesn't matter. Most other businesses, you start way more in the hole. You got a lease, you got equipment, you got all this stuff. You're literally tens of thousands of dollars in the hole day one. Hopefully you're less than that right now. But even if you do the $1 for HL Pro Tools, you got, whatever. Got a couple $100. Right now, this is a hobby. The skill you got to focus on. And it's skill building. That's not bad, right? It's like any other education, you're skill building. The skill that's peripheral, but actually critical is that sales skill. And so my encouragement is to the thing you got to do early on, more so than you want to, is to just ask folks if they want to pay you money. So in the easiest way possible, think of it like they have a problem and you have a solution and you're not telling them how much it is, right? So any business owner. So I'd start in my network. Do I know any business owners? Group chat. Hey, I'm doing a bunch of stuff in the AI space. Is there anything you needed help with in the business whatsoever? I didn't say there was a price attached to it. I didn't say how much it is, but I'm going to tell you, if they own a business, they are used to the idea of paying money to solve a problem. But step one is problem. I think people trip on themselves because they go straight to product. They're like, hey, do you want to buy my lemonade? It feels like that, like if you have a lemonade stand, because that's where it taught the idea of a business is well, you decide on your product, lemonade stand, you put the stand out there, all of the stuff, and you say, hey, are you thirsty? You don't have to do that in digital space. You can actually say, what's your problem? Because just like me, if they say, hey, I've got 5 gallons of lemonade, but I'm actually super hungry. Do you have a protein bar? You'd be like, yeah. Let me go buy a bulk protein bar and sell that to you for $3 instead of building lemonade, because I actually don't care whether you want a protein bar or you want lemonade. But if you're not thirsty and you're hungry, I should change my product. That's what you get to do now, is you get to say, and you can put an idea in their mind of the space, AI. My favorite, I'm going to interview this kid. So look out if you want to see an interview. He's running ads in my area. So kudos if you don't like publishing. Ads are kind of a secret, but I'm going to find out how much he's spending. I'm guessing he's spending less than $10 a day. His ad is, hey, my name's Matt and I live in the area. He calls it out. He's like, I'm in the area. So it's like, hey, I'm in Westlake Village. And it looked like he's like 19 maybe. And I've been helping businesses use AI to just solve problems in the business. And so there was he has one case study. He's like, this, business had this problem. I built this together for him. He estimated right here that it saved him at least $4,000 a month in time based on his hourly. If you've got a real business in the area, I'd love to chat. You can click the link in the comments. This is nearby, right? So he only targeted businesses nearby. That's how it got me. And I'm guessing it was very cheap because you don't have to, there's no point in spending a lot. There was 15 comments on here. Hey, DM me. Hey, yeah, I got legitimate businesses saying, please. He didn't say, I went to his site, I was digging into what does he do? And I even talked to his HighLevel chat bot. And it's okay, the core service they're offering, they got AI employee. That wasn't the ad. The ad wasn't AI employee. The ad was, I help businesses solve problems with AI. If you want it, I'd love to chat, see if there's anything I can build. Super simple. And I think it was resonating because it started with the problem. So my advice to you folks, you have to focus on sales way more than you want to, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Just focus on the problem. And it doesn't even have to be like that. He's not saying, hey, do you need an AI dashboard? Hey, do you need an AI receptionist? He's like, you have a real business. I love building stuff with AI to solve problems for real businesses. And I kid you not, 15 comments. And this is in the last week. I was all of them were less than a week old. And so I was like, let me DM this kid and get him on a podcast because I just loved the idea. It was not polished. It was very raw. It was selfie video standing here and be like, hey, my name is Matt. I live in Westlake Village. Been working a lot in the AI space and I love building stuff for businesses to help them save time and money. Here's an example of a painter and he's shows a little screen share of stuff that he was building there. And it looked like it was freaking crushing. And so that made it easier. Because he might have said, I'm bad at sales, but he's got business owners now saying, I want to pay you to solve my problem. And I think I saw his starting price on a build with stuff. This was $750.
Wow. But again, it doesn't take much, but he's doing the one thing that honestly people hesitate the most on. And you're absolutely right. So sales. So again, massive knowledge nuggets here, $1 offer, massive support, snapshots, Slack channels, onboarding. Oh my God, way too much to even go by. Check out the offer. Matt and I have been part of this for a good amount of time. 5 years in HighLevel, 7 years in HighLevel at this point. And it just goes to show you how important this is. So if you haven't done or looked into any of this, or you're really fearful of that $1, trust me, this is probably going to be the best $1 investment you've ever made in your life. Try it out for the trial. Worst case scenario, just cancel it. See if it's for you. But before you do that cancellation, attend one of the calls because the gems are in the calls. And more importantly, look into that membership area. It is a treasure trove of everything else. And even just the onboarding experience you're going to have when you do that first module, you're going to be blown away about the different things and the things you can automate. So you're going to have a learning lesson regardless of what you do. So for anybody that is planning on doing white label or really thinking about it heavily, and you want to get a massive jumpstart for $1 and $1 only, HL Pro Tools is, again, something I highly recommend, been using for years. And again, it's been running my whole white label. I got to be honest, I don't even know what the heck's going on in there sometimes. If it wasn't first team, I'd probably be a little lost in the sand there. So with that being said, Matt, thanks again, as always, coming on here and sharing a bit of knowledge. We'll see you inside. So with that being said, we'll move on to the next one. All right, guys, and that is it. We are completely done today. Hope you guys got tremendous value out of this. It's all free. It's all going to be on YouTube. It'll be there forever. You guys got to go watch this 13 more times and, send all your friends there. Anybody that's struggling on running a business, opening up a business, trying to figure out some side hustle that they can learn and do. For anybody that's in here, it's going to be pretty awesome for everything that you have. For everybody else, join our Skool community. It's free. Go in there, come and hang out. And we hope to see you guys inside. With that being said, we'll see you on the next one.